Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Just going to do a quick audio test before we get started. Hello guys! Now, I just loaded into the flight planning thing here because I'm trying to figure out, remember I'm positive you used to be able to move the camera with the arrow keys? Maybe it's just me, but I'm honestly not able to find it because it stopped working, remember, and maybe it's an update because I can't really see anything here, so I guess that must be, maybe it's just me being ridiculous. I'm just trying to find the key for it, if there's any free. How about F9? Is that free? There you go. So F9, that's camera lock. So I'm wondering if the camera's locked. So I press F9. It didn't do anything. But literally, F9 literally does nothing. Okay, I guess that is that then. Yeah, it's weird. I'm positive you used to be able to move around the cockpit with the arrow keys, but maybe I'm wrong. Also, we are trying out a brand new add-on today. This is cool. What on earth? Okay, everything was still open then. Oh, that's a bit weird. I clicked on the tab on the pushback helper, and miraculously, my Vatsim, my OBS, and my FlyK Skytrack just decided to miraculously close. That's really weird. Every time I click on the pushback helper, it minimises my other tabs. Not all of them. Yeah, actually all of them, apart from the Vatsim and V-Pilot. What's going on here then? That's really strange. That was not happening when I was testing it a minute ago. Okay. Alright, hopefully that will be... Okay, I think that's working now. We need to wait for it to connect back to the sim, unfortunately, now. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Right, external power on, battery on. We do actually have a external supply of power here. So what this add-on does, it's really... Okay, this is weird. It literally keeps minimizing. You guys can't see it, but all of my tabs. So Vatsim, recording, literally everything, apart from the Vatsim and V-Pilot, is being minimized every time I click on this. Alright, that's weird. I brought it onto my third monitor. Hopefully that will be okay there. Right, jetway, connect. You can see I did that with my add-on over here, look. Oh, you guys can't see it, can you? Let's bring up a display capture so you guys can see it. Here. That is what it looks like. So you've got pushback, activate, left, right, straight. And unlike the ATC, it happens instantly. That's the cool part about this. And then you can call the jetway and the fuel. Although at the moment it does appear to be being a little bit weird. Right, let's put it back on the MSFS capture now. And let's get everything set up. So, press B, make sure the QNH is set correctly. 1004 by the looks of it. I will check that later on. Now, today's a bit unusual really, because typically these holiday flights to Rovaniemi would always be operated, literally always, by a 737 for Fly 2 or a 757. However, weirdly, this year, these flights are branded as Fly 2. We're even using the call sign Skyways 2930. It begins with a 2, which means it's Fly 2. But weirdly, out of Gatwick and Edinburgh, they're operating A320s. So I thought, you know, let's use this as an opportunity to get down to Rovaniemi in the new flight sim. Why not? So we're here at Edinburgh, not the most realistic scenery, to be honest. In real life, there are gates over here, and this taxiway is straight. This part of the terminal is the only bit that's accurate about this scenery. Over there, there's GA stands rather than the proper parking. So, honestly, the developers could not make more of a mess of the default scenery as they have here in this game, to be honest. The default scenery is absolutely terrible. It's worse than in the old game. However, luckily, another website, Freeware Scenery, just literally, it's a website of a freeware scenery list, yeah? I'll show you guys the one I mean. So this is the one here, look. Freeware Scenery. And I'm currently on the FSX list of things. So you can see this is all of the things for FSX, look, all on Avsim and things. But now, they have got one for MSFS. You click here, look. Boom. This is all the scenery. So some of it is from Flight Sim Doc 2, and then some of it from MSFS add-ons. It puts them all together in one place, and you can just search them. So say I'm in the UK today. Sadly, Edinburgh isn't an option, but you can see there's the really cool Gatwick scenery that we've got installed. And there's not a lot of choice at the moment. It's mostly GA airfields, but there's some pretty cool stuff on there. So just sort of a little introduction to that. Anyway, without further ado, let's actually get into our flight this morning. So we'll head down here. We're on the latest build of the new flight sim and the latest build of the development update. Now, the issues we had flying to Salzburg last week, they were due to a patch to the game, and there wasn't an update yet to the brand new A20 Neo by the fly-by-wire. They have now fixed half of those issues, and they're on stable build 4.2, and then this is the development build that's above that. So we should be pretty good. They've also reworked some of the modelling and things at the beginning too, anyway. So anyway, okay, I forgot, we need to enter in. Quite often you need to enter in a pair of destinations twice in this plane, and I don't really know why. You just do. So we'll do that, and then it works the second time. Cost of next is 25. Initial cruise altitude is going to be 230. However, we're pretty much immediately going up to 370. So we'll put in 370, and then we'll put in the 230 as a restriction. So that's in there. And zero fuel weight. We have already set the weights, by the way. I've already set the weights before loading into the sim. So block fuel is 8.9. Boom. In there. Good. Set. Great. The same 2 hours and 36 minutes. We're doing it in slightly less than that today, actually. We'll just check the weather is on as it should be. Yep. Once we get down there as well, we will flick it over to snow and get a nice snowy pic for the Fly UK screenshot competition, which the theme of this month is Let It Snow. So we're going to be taking a very nice snowy picture once we touch down over in what do you call it, Rovaniemi today. Anyway, we're 10 minutes into the stream and I haven't really done anything flying related, so let's get on with that. We're saying runway 24 at the moment, is that correct? It's going to be 2406, whatever we do use. Flight radar aren't going to be much use because there's very little traffic at the moment, so I guess we'll check the weather, which actually I forgot we have in Vatsim. I keep forgetting that, so I'll bring that up. EGP8, wait, what? EGPH. Winds are 250 at 3 knots. So, and it's 3 degrees outside, so we might need a little bit of anti-ice. So runway 24 it's going to be the Grice 3 Charlie. So put that in there. It's mostly direct on today's flight. So from Grice, we're jumping on P600 to the Aberdeen VOR. A20N. But yeah, it's mostly direct today after this little bit. And then UZ107. And we're taking that to Berep. And then from there, it is literally direct. Yes, so insert that, and then unfortunately we just have to go through each of these and scroll down each time through all of these things. Right, from Berep, it's going to be to Enenu. Actually, if I go up, there you go. If I go up, look, if I go on the down arrow, it should let me get, there you go, it should let me access it quite quickly. It's a little shortcut I've discovered. I don't think the real-life aircraft does that. Maybe it's just for convenience. To Tigbu is the next waypoint. All direct today, as I said, pretty much. All direct. I don't know what's going on with the time and distance there. Has something gone a little bit bugged? I think something's gone a little bit bugged. It has definitely gone a little bit bugged. Oh, it's Tig. That's because it's Tigba, not Tigbu. That's my mistake. So from Nenu, it's Tigba. I read that wrong. Yep, that's more like it. And then from Tigba, it is to Mismo. It's not a long route, just lots of direct. Which it don't take too long to put in anyway. To Nemgu, and that's actually it. So that's pretty good. Nemgu. There we go. Plug that in there. Insert that, and from Rovaniemi it is going to be the ILS 21 Zulu, I believe. Yes. I will just check the weather down in Rovaniemi quickly. The winds are 100 at 3 knots. Variable from 050 to 120, so that makes me believe that runway 03 is better. However, runway 03 does not have an ILS, which makes me believe sometimes, especially when there's very low visibility, I can't quite see from that METAR report. It's a bit of a weird METAR report, actually. Yeah, visibility, 002, I think that's visibility anyway. It's a little bit of an odd-looking METAR report, it doesn't follow the same kind of format I'm used to. But I'm pretty sure, looking at this, that they do, there's no approach briefings and things, but I'm pretty sure they use 2-1 down there, because that has an ILS. Normally, if you I'll check Windy now, because it'll have a, they provide a decoded METAR, because I said, it's a bit of a weird looking METAR, I've never seen one that looks like that. It is low VFR conditions, and we're looking at, yeah, that's right, vertical visibility, 200 feet, yes, we're definitely going to want the ILS, with weather like that, almost certainly going to want the ILS, so we'll see. So it's even below overcast, it's literally vertical visibility, it's very low, so we'll definitely be doing an ILS, so I'll put that in there. And then it's the Nemgu to Charlie, I'll put that in there. I think that's the whole route plugged in then, that's all of it. Flaps 1, just set flex to 50, it doesn't calculate it automatically yet, I don't think, nope. Thought it might, but nope. Put in all the speeds, it automatically calculates those. 131, 132, and 136, okay. Transition altitude here at Edinburgh is 6,000. We'll wait to plug in the stuff for Rovaniemi a little bit, we'll wait until later. We know the winds are 100 at 3, so we'll just put that in. And we'll leave the rest of it. Oh, I saw the QNH was 1016. We'll leave the rest of it, though, until we're airborne. We can check that. The weather will change by the time we get down there anyway. Right, let's tune ourselves over to Unicom. Let's get our APU actually fired up. That would probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? Let's do that. And we can get our seatbelts on. And our... There you go, get our no smoking signs and our seatbelts on. Auto brake max. Predictive wind shear needs to go into auto. Weather radar system 1. Although actually no, we want it off, don't we? We don't want it to be on. It's still a little bit glitchy, I think, the weather radar. I don't quite know. Flight directors, left side and then right side. Okay, I think strobe lights can go auto. Beacon can come on. Nav and logo light can come on. Fuel pumps can come on. And I think that is it. I think that's everything. So we just need to wait. Oh yeah, we'll brighten up the screens as well, because once we're in the air, we'll notice that the screens are a little bit dark in comparison to what we want. This game has had a couple of optimization patches now. It had an optimization patch, so I'm excited to see how that performs. We'll set Squawk to 2200. Set ATC to auto, I think. How about on? I don't know, the CCAS doesn't properly work. We've got it on TARA and it doesn't actually show up on the Vatsim network. All these sounds going on. I can hear sounds. I think it might be the throttle. It flickers sometimes. We'll go flaps 1 for takeoff. Arm the spoilers. We'll go ignition start mode as well. And we'll tune Unicom on 122.8. We're the only plane on the ground here in Edinburgh, and there is literally nothing heading for Edinburgh either. So, well, not in the near future, there isn't. And it's going to be pushed back to the right using our brand new pushback thing. Let's just go ahead and detach the jetway from that pushback. Oh. Does it not work? Okay, it doesn't seem to detach the jetway. Oh, it does this time. Okay, there was a bit of a... Oh! No, the jetway detaches but doesn't move away. Oh, it does eventually. Oh, watch out. It's just killed the pushback truck. Oh, well. Oh, dear. Right, is the APU available yet? Oh, this thing down here, actually, this lower display is a little bit dark. APU is available. APU bleed on. Let's get the temperatures in the middle. And we'll get the external power turned off. And I think we're ready to go. Everything's all looking good, so let's push ourselves back. Yep. Okay, activate pushback then. And we're going to go ahead and turn off the parking brakes now. And get our first engine firing up as well. Also, there's a bug with the A32NX at the moment, where ice isn't showing up. So if the true air temperature is below about 5 degrees, 6 degrees, we want the anti-ice to be on if we're flying through clouds. Right, we're flying at one engine, and they haven't even started the pushback. Obviously, I was purposely doing that in a way. Alright, they're doing okay. They're just tucking up the pushback now. It's just because the engines on this thing take so long to start. Right, there we go. We're pushing back. And this time, of course, we have that add-on. So we'll be able to push back straight away. So as soon as I hit right, it should just turn right. Which is really cool. It's instant now, basically. Meaning that no more issues with pushback. We want to be roughly in line with that line, because this scenery is really bad, to be honest. It's a little bit out, definitely. We can go right here, and there we go. The plane's going to start going right immediately. A really cool little add on this, to be honest. Really cool. And it means we don't have to switch over to another frequency as well. Right, engine 1 fire up now as well. Also, we're not really trying to be in line with any taxiway, because this is the taxiway that we're trying to be in line with. It's a bit of a bad scenery. So we're just going to wait until we're basically heading straight ahead. There you go, about there. Yeah, that's a pretty decent pushback. We'll go right a little bit more. And stop the pushback there. Parking brake on. There you go, we're pretty much lined up. That tool, honestly, that tool has just improved this simulation experience a lot. Made this game a lot easier to use. Right, a little bit of lights on there. Initial climb is going to be 6,000 on the departure, I think. And we can now disconnect pushback helper, because we don't need that anymore. It's only for ground services, so we can just turn it off. Yeah, 6,000 is what we want to be at. One thing to keep an eye on, this is meant to be an arc out of Edinburgh. It's supposed to be an arc. This plane probably won't end up doing an arc. And again, TLA 32 to TLA 33, it's meant to be all a massive arc, which this plane can't do at the moment. We'll leave it to get on with what it wants to do, because it's alright at the moment. It's going to be 6,000 at Grice, which I believe the plane has already plugged in. Yep, 6,000 at Grice. And we're looking at 6,000 at Grice, and then we want to stay at 23,000 until Aberdeen. After that, we won't bother plugging that in, we can just do that manually. So there we go, let's get ourselves out of here then, I guess. Engines into normal. Takeoff config had stopped working in the last build, although it's back working now, that's good. Check cabin calls. APU bleed off, APU off, and let's get taxiing. So, for some reason the cabin check didn't go through. There you go. It's gone through this time. Right, let's get ourselves out of here then. We get a pretty nice 30 FPS, given the time of day and things. It's alright. We want to head straight ahead here. We're going to go on Echo 1. See, where we are right now is meant to be where the taxiway is. It's a bit of a weird... There's supposed to be gates over there, so I don't know what Sailor were thinking with these default. Oh, I've left it on display capture, actually. There we go. There would have been a little black line at the bottom of your screen. Apologies about that. Doesn't matter, does it? Also, I've discovered how to turn without ruining our speed. It's basically because of how the rudder works. If you don't have rudder pedals in this game, the pedals are basically going full. The pedals are literally going full, and obviously that basically forces the wheel to turn too much, which slows the plane down. So what you need to do is basically just, it's like you're on arrow keys, basically just constantly tap the button you've got assigned to it, little bit by little bit, which basically forces the rudder not to push too hard. It's a little bit irritating, however, you know, unless you get rudder pedals, that's the only solution. Because unlike the previous game, where you could just use the yoke to move the rudder, that isn't a solution in this game, sadly. I wish it was. Honestly, something else to add to the list of things that are not in this game that were in the old one. I really think there shouldn't have been a list of that. It's a pretty appalling list, isn't it, really? Something that was in a game from 16 years ago that the successor 2 that came 16 years later doesn't have. It's not great. Not a great thing. It doesn't really matter though, does it? So we're taxiing all the way along Alpha now, right to the end of runway 24. And there's absolutely nobody here heading for Edinburgh, so we can just get ourselves out of here. Pretty cool little flight this, really. Pretty cool. We'll try and follow the departure the best we can. However, no guarantee of that. Right. Line lights on. Takeoff lights on. Let's get ourselves... See, this is what I'm having to do with the rudder pedal. If you look at my rudder, I basically just try and get it to balance in the middle, and we're not losing speed now, look. Although you may hear quite an annoying noise coming from my yoke. It's a little button that I've got assigned to it. It's a little bit of an annoying noise, but oh well. Okay, we are ready. Now, I don't know whether we have any... Oh, we'll set the pitch trim, actually. 0.8 up. I don't know whether there are any clouds out of here today, are there? We're looking at broken about 4,000. It's only 3 degrees, so I think we're better off that we have anti-ice, right? I think we're better off to have anti-ice. I know, apparently, the anti-ice isn't showing up on this plane anymore. It's a bug that they are well aware of. They're looking to fix, so what we're going to do, literally, just go up here, punch on the wing and the 2 engines. This is an automatic, so this just works fine. So just the engine and the wing anti-ice will turn it on, because the true air temperature is below 5 degrees, it's just 3 degrees, so it's a pretty good idea to have that. Right, and parking brake off, 40%, and flex takeoff, chrono set, flex, SRS and runway, airspeed is rising. There's 100 knots. Not the greatest performance as we take off. And V1, rotate. Oh, I forgot how sensitive this thing is. This thing is way too sensitive still. And positive rate, gear up. We'll have to hand fly this bit because the plane wants to turn right. And we're not supposed to be turning right yet. It's just, the plane's gone direct to TLA 32 for some reason. So we'll hand fly this bit out of Edinburgh then. Disarm ground spoilers. Takeoff lights can come off. And then about 1,600 feet we'll pitch down. There you go, and go climb thrust. Thrust climb mode set. And we're continuing on until we reach UW. I probably should have tuned it in the thing on myself. It's manual, unfortunately, this plane, so it doesn't do anything to do with that. Right, start pitching down now. and flaps are down. No, flaps are up, set to regular, and we're still not quite at the Edinburgh VOR, no, Edinburgh NDB yet. Actually, it's an NDB, so probably couldn't have tuned it with a frequency anyway. And then we're going to start turning right as we intercept Tower. About here, I'm looking at the chart. And I think we'll let the autopilot handle it from here, as long as it knows what it's doing. Hopefully. Right, and it's going up to 6,000 now. And there we go, we are safely out of Edinburgh. It doesn't look like there's much in the way of clouds out here, so I think we're okay. The true air temperature is actually now plus 9 degrees, so it's got a little bit warmer somehow. Now we're in the air, I don't know how that's possible. This thing is speeding a little bit, that does happen. As long as it doesn't go anything above like 270, we'll probably be okay. So anti-ice, I don't think we need that anymore, do we? There's not really there's not much in the way of clouds. This thing's actually keeping with the arc fairly well. It will probably try and stick, well, it won't stick to the arc, but it'll stick to something close to what you can see. Finally now it has realised that we need to be at 250 knots and start to slow down. It just takes its time, that's all. And we're above where all the clouds could be. So we'll go ahead and turn off the anti-ice now. I don't think we needed it. In the end, it's a little bit less cloudy than the weather report said, actually. But this plane's actually sticking to the arc pretty well without knowing because of how it's doing things. So it's kind of alright in the end, isn't it? And then we're going to stay at 6,000 until Grice, then we'll add it to 230 until Aberdeen, and then from there we can climb out up to our cruising altitude today of 370. Yes, 370. So that should be absolutely fine. There we go, we've reached 6,000 now. And we'll clear the plane up to 230. And then it'll start to climb when it wants, which is presumably after Grice, as long as it knows what it's doing. And there we go, we are up in the air above Edinburgh. Look at that, that's pretty cool. Then once we land in Rovaniemi, we'll stick it on snow. So we'll get to look at all the snow. Sadly, no replay to take a good thing. However, isn't there a pause break? Yeah, so we'll use pause break to take a pretty decent photo. Good to know, actually. The Fly UK Skytrack system does actually pause when you pause break the game, so that's cool. So they actually added in a feature now, so you can tell when it's paused. It pops up at the top there, look, so you can actually see when it's paused. That's really good, obviously. I mean, in the game, time still runs even when it's on active pause. That's a bit odd. Okay. We'll stop faffing around with active pause now. This thing has actually stuck to the path fairly well, by accident, to be fair, but it has actually stuck to it fairly well, so that's quite good. It's using actually, why is that waypoint there? It's updated. I was going to say, why is it saying the next waypoint is user? That's like way back there, but it's okay. We're all right. We're safe for now. Yeah, this game's come a long way. Well, not this game. This game's gone nowhere. This add-on. You know, things like the pushback helper, the fly-by-wire A20N, freeware scenery. Yeah, it's come a long way. This game is now finally a flight sim that I actually want to play and feel kind of happy to play. Like, if I play it, I feel like I'm actually playing a flight sim that's got pretty good detail, rather than, you know, something that's a little bit terrible. You know, and then they obviously got the looks that the game does have that go along with it. I mean, this game looks absolutely awesome. It's on high settings, so it's a little bit laggy because I'm obviously recording at the same time. Not recording, streaming. I could record and stream, but I don't bother doing that. You could do both of them at the same time. You can actually do that, but there's just no point. Right, we're coming up to Grice now. And we're going to be allowed up to flight level 230 until Aberdeen, which is actually quite a long way away, so we will probably hit 230 and have to stay there for a little bit, I think. And this thing is obviously going to speed now after we leave Grice, because it can't, it can't follow simple speed restrictions. It's, the real life aircraft does go over them a little bit, but not quite the same way. And obviously once we start climbing, which is now, we'll go standard pressure. Well, that's the wrong one. Standard pressure. Why does this thing think we're limited to flight level 100? Why we're limited to flight level 100, guys? I've turned on constraint and there are absolutely no constraints. Is that something? Don't tell me it's something in Rovaniemi. It is as well. It's something in Rovaniemi that this plane's getting. Okay, that's a bit dumb, isn't it? Okay, well, we might have to just tell the plane to go past that restriction for now. We'll do open climb mode, and hopefully it won't try to go back down once we pass 10,000. That's a bit of a weird bug. I've never encountered that before. So when it hits like 10,000, it's presumably we're gonna hit a restriction, because there's a restriction in Rovaniemi. But obviously in real life, the plane knows the difference between climb restrictions and descent restrictions. However, this plane, it doesn't seem knows the difference between the two. So that's a bit worrying. I can't really delete the restriction down in Rovaniemi, can I? But I mean, really, it should know. I mean, it's like 800 miles away, so the plane should know that it doesn't have to stick to it. Right, hopefully once we pass 10,000, I'll just be able to, there you go, there's 10,000, landing lights off. Yeah, hopefully the plane will be able to know. There we go, entered it in, look, and now it knows to go to 230, so we just had to go past the restriction by ourselves. A little bit of a hiccup, but nothing too bad. There's Aberdeen, look, in about 70 miles, so we're going to be going to Aberdeen. We can see this thing actually dreams up a VNAV path now. Not that it's the most accurate. It thinks our climb speeds are probably a bit lower than they should be. Right, just passing. We can get the seatbelt signs off now, I think. And yeah, we're allowed up to 230, and then after Aberdeen, we're allowed fully up to the 370 that we're wanting. No clouds in the area, so that's pretty good. Look at this outside, though. It does look cool. We're climbing at a pretty decent rate, pretty normal for an Airbus, this, about 3,600 feet per minute right now. That will change, obviously, but it's a pretty decent climb rate. It's what I'd expect of the real aircraft, really. Shows that the way they've worked these physics is amazing. But yeah, I am really shocked that Fly UK are doing fly-to flights with an A320. It's quite weird. However, that's just what they're doing, I guess. It is a featured destination of theirs. It's quite popular. Right, passing flight level 160 now. So yeah, we're definitely going to hit flight level 230 before Aberdeen. Obviously, if we had ATC online, they might give us a clearance higher than that. However, there is no ATC. It doesn't look like we're going to have any today. And it looks like we're also going to be, I think, we're going to be behind most planes landing in Rovaniemi. Definitely. That's okay. Don't mind that. So we're going to be, we're going to be slightly behind some other planes. However, it does look there's a bit of a convoy down in Leipzig. There's 4 planes all in Leipzig that are heading over there. So whenever they depart, they might join us. They're about 1,000 miles direct away, though. We're about 1,000 miles direct away as well. So, about the same, really. Obviously, we're already in the air and up to speed, though. Well, not fully up to speed, because we've still got to climb a bit more. Obviously, we've got to climb all the way up to 370 later on. Only allowed up to 230 for now. No matter. But yeah, this game is coming along a long way. I've looked at the air. They've got an aircraft mega pack as well. this game coming up. Developers, like third-party developers. So it's looking really cool for this game. We've got the 737 planned, a 757 planned. Obviously, they're not going to be here until next year, but they're going to be free. That's kind of the amazing thing, I think. This game, for some reason, unlike P3D, X-Play and all the rest of it, its freeware market is very good. It's got a lot of free, all these planes are free, which is quite unusual. But, no matter. It's great. I don't know why I said no matter, that did not fit in. Never mind. But yeah, no ATC for us today, unfortunately. Right now we're in range. We only have London South Centre and Eurocontrol West, neither of which are concerned with us. Down in Rovaniemi right now, there is a lot of planes heading down there. I mean, it is holiday season, so a lot of people like to fly over there. Same reason I'm flying over there, really. It's a Christmassy special event thing, right? I mean, I know it's only the 6th of December, but it's within the time that people like to travel over to Lapland and whatever. Right, we've reached 230. We're going to be here for about 50 miles, unfortunately. But that's just how the plane, that's how, over in Scotland, pretty much all of the airways are low airways. There's very few high airways that run through Scotland. I mean, there's no alternatives. To take a star out of Edinburgh, you have to jump onto P600 afterwards. So that's the only choice you've got. A little bit weird, but that's kind of what you've got to choose from. Down there, we should have Dundee off to our right. There you go, that's Dundee and the river that runs between Dundee and it's a little that runs in basically to the coast. I don't know what the river's called. I'm guessing the river's called the River Tay, judging by the fact that all of the towns around it, Newport-on-Tay, Tayport, I'm guessing it's called the River Tay. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm just guessing. Judging by the names of the places around it. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be, after Aberdeen, it's going to be basically a straight hop across the North Sea, over Bergen, over into Norway, Sweden, and then into Finland, finally, descending over Finland into Rovaniemi. So that's pretty good. Going to be seeing lots of sea today, and then also we'll get a nice look at Scandinavia. I've never flown up north, very north in this game. I've never really flown. Obviously, Rovaniemi might actually be a little bit dark as well, because Rovaniemi, depending on the time of year, it has some pretty weird times. Sunrise time is 10:34 down there, and its sunset time is 1:43. So it has a very short day, only a 3-hour day. That's pretty mad. So it's going to be night time most of the time. It'll be 10:34 local time. I don't know what the time down there is now. Rovaniemi local, because I always forget this, but it's basically dark all the time. So it's 11:36, so the sun's rising, the sun's already risen, and it'll be setting in 2 hours. So the sun will literally set in 2 hours. Yep, the sun down there is setting in 2 hours and 10 minutes, and we should be down there in 2 hours and 11 minutes, so that's interesting. So it'll actually be getting dark when we get down to Rovaniemi, I do know that. It's a pretty weird airport. Obviously it's up, I'm not sure if it is in the Arctic Circle, it's quite close to, I don't think it's in it, but obviously it does mean you have very little sun. So during summer it's basically light all day, and then during winter it's basically dark all day. It's kind of how it works out. Right, only 30 miles until we can climb up to our cruise altitude today. But yeah, it's really cool this. I do really like this game. Gotta say, it's getting here. This Flight Sim, obviously, if you do forget, it has all the private plane stuff as well. That's one thing that does kind of make you realise it's actually quite a good game. Is like, really, this game is about exploration and VFR flight. It's not so much about the airliners. It's just that I like the airliners. Right, let's get the weather for Rovaniemi. It hasn't updated, I don't think. No, it has actually. 9:20, 120 at 4 knots now. So the wind is actually slowly coming towards runway 21 anyway. But the visibility, vertical visibility, is now 400 feet, so that's a bit better. However, it's just 1 degree down there, just 1 degree, so it's a little bit cold. So that's the weather plugged in. I'll check the transition altitude later on. But it's good to see that the vertical visibility is coming up. Right, in 26 miles, we will be allowed to climb just that little bit more, up to flight level 370. Just 24 miles, and then obviously our ETA at the moment is saying 12:18. However, that will change, as obviously because it's based on our current speed, so it's not the most accurate of ETAs. Obviously, it will be worked on in actual press B. Make sure it's that thing there is set to 1013 QNH, just to make our life easier. QNH down Rovaniemi right now is 1016, so not much from standard. However, obviously, it's actually quite a long flight. This you do kind of forget it. It is actually quite a long flight, this one. So I don't know what we're going to do once we get to cruise. Really, obviously, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, you know, if you want to get to Rovaniemi, it's kind of unfortunately a bit of a long flight from the UK. So it's kind of the. I mean, the only choices we had were Gatwick or Edinburgh for the A320. Last year we did a Christmas special like this, and we went to. What do you call it? We went from Newcastle to Rovaniemi. Now I would have possibly gone to Avalo. That's another one that is served at Christmas time. So that's something quite important to know. Or check Avalo now. And they're not serving it with... It's more limited, Avalo. It's a slightly longer flight, but only serving it with 737s. And, yeah, the flights are just longer. It's not served by as many planes either. So Avalo wasn't an option this year, because I mean, obviously we are going to Rovaniemi like 2 years in a row for Christmas. I'm pretty sure Newcastle to Rovaniemi was last year, right? I'm pretty sure it was last year, it wasn't 2 years ago. I'm trying to scroll back through my thing, through my channel. There's a lot of videos we've uploaded, really. A lot of videos. Oh great, when you look on recent, you can only scroll back 6 months. Not 6 months, like a certain amount of videos. That's a bit annoying. That's really annoying. I'm positive you could view all of them, unless they just didn't load in. I'm positive you used to be able to view, because that means like all my videos that are older than 6 months old, you just can't even see them. You literally just can't see them on my channel. Yeah, you just can't see them. That's a bit of a shame. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I can just look on my playlists, I guess. Weirdly, it's being with playlists as well. It puts them in order of when you created them. Well, this is my 198th live stream, or maybe 197, 198th, I think. Because I don't think I put this one in a playlist yet. Pretty mad. I remember I did that Project Cars career mode as well. That was pretty fun. Although weirdly, episode 4 is in the playlist twice. That's just quickly. I don't know how a video can be in a playlist twice, but it was. So a little look. I'm trying to find actually where I did that Christmas special. I can't really find it just yet. It's quite a while away. Oh, we're approaching Aberdeen actually, so time for us to climb up to 370. There it is, I found it. It took us 3 hours and 7 minutes. Oh yeah, so it was a year ago. We did it on December the 14th though, so we did it a week later than this. Although I am actually busy next weekend, so no streams next weekend at all. Sadly. But yeah, we're doing it this week instead. So next week probably would have been a better week to do a Christmas special. But as I said, I'm busy, so nothing. And looking at this, the planes from Leipzig have now taken off, and we're literally right in the middle of them in terms of ETA. So that's a little bit interesting. How come some of the planes from Leipzig are like so far ahead of some of the others? There were 4. There's now only 3. Okay, apparently they are only 40 miles from Leipzig, so I don't quite understand the ETAs of that. I think one of them's only just taken off, which is why the others are a bit further in the air. The others are actually like, the others are 18,000 feet, so they're actually a good 20 minutes ahead of me according to this. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I mean, we will definitely be a little bit full when we get down there, then that's for certain. Why is there a top of descent marker there? Does it think I need to be like 0 feet at a certain waypoint? That's really weird. It thinks I need to descend. Oh wow, have I broken something? I don't know whether I've broken anything. That's really strange. Right, 370. Okay, this is thinking we can go to 85,000 feet, look. 87,000 feet, look, guys. That's really weird. That's really strange. Maybe that'll fix once we get to 370. I've never seen that bug before. I think they're trying to implement VNav into this plane. I can tell by how, before these waypoints didn't really have altitudes. But I think something's just gone a little bit bugged about it. I think that's what's happened. Maybe, I can't quite tell. Hopefully it'll fix itself by when we actually get to 370. It'll just realise we're at cruise all of a sudden and change. You never know. Yeah, by the looks of it, we're going to be right in the centre of all those Leipzig planes. I don't know how, but one Leipzig plane is like... That's because it's still speeding up, actually. Because they've only got 960 miles to go direct. I only have 940 miles to go direct, so... Although, obviously, I haven't actually got 940, I've got 960 to go. So it's going to be very close, depends on what route they're taking. If they're taking quite an extended route to get there, then obviously... In fact, by the looks of it, it looks like they're definitely taking a bit of an extended route right now, so... See what happens. Obviously, I am not at full speed yet, so... But maybe they're doing a very quick speed. They must be going very quickly. I mean, they have to be going quickly. Otherwise... Yeah, apparently they're at a ground speed of 500 at 22,000. That doesn't sound right. I mean, that really doesn't sound right. Unless they're on the new flight sim. I think they might be, because they're a 747-8, which is quite rare in other sims. So, potentially, that could be why. Although one of them's using a 767, so that won't be the new flight sim. But yeah, the 747-8 isn't really in other sims yet. I think there's one for P3D. I think PMDG did one, but it's like really expensive, and it's like an expansion to the 400. So it's not very popular. Oh wow, there we go. What's that down there? Is that scratches? Actually, that's scratches on the window. That's what that is. That's scratches on the window. That's amazing. I just noticed them. Is that ice? That might be ice. I wonder if it's ice. I don't think I can do anything if it is ice. Is that window heat there? So I've turned on the window heat. I can see it forming now. It's ice. I don't know from where, because we haven't flown through any clouds. But I'm pretty sure it's ice. Or maybe I'm just noticing it now. There's none on the outside of the plane. However, again, that is apparently a bog at the moment where it isn't forming. Because even though it's minus 30 outside, there's no clouds or anything. We'll keep it all on for now. I think that might be ice, because you can see it getting worse. Set the weather radar on? Oh yeah, I forgot. Until the game becomes functional, the weather radar isn't really useful. Okay. We're almost up at cruise altitude now, so that's good. Also, I'm a bit suspicious by the little wind up here. Is that really true? Having this little wind at 32,000 feet? I mean, we've literally got 6 knot wind. 32, they go all set 30. And the wind just past Aberdeen. No, it is actually about 10, it's between 10 and 5 knots. And at 34,000 feet, it's definitely about 4 knots. Wow, okay, so there is very little wind today. Okay, I'm not sure if that is ice, because it isn't clearing. I mean, this should be automatic anyway, this one, because it says auto next to it. We've turned them on, so I'm pretty sure, unless it gets really bad, that it's maybe like window scratches or something. I just haven't noticed them before. I don't know why there's a proper descent point there. We can just ignore that, I guess. It's a bit strange that it's there. How has it taken us half an hour to get to the top of climb? I guess it's, I mean, saying that I am forgetting, I think, that of course, we did spend a good bit of time at 6,000, and then another good bit of time of 23,000, so I think that's what I'm forgetting. We'll keep an eye on it. We're meant to be reaching Berep in about, well, around about 16 minutes, so let's say that's about 43 minutes? No. Yeah, about 43 minutes, I think. Yeah, 43 minutes roughly at Berep, and it was supposed to take us 39 to get there, so we are a little bit behind. That's okay, I guess, isn't it? I think the planes in this game do cruise slightly slower than real life. Still being tweaked, maybe. Looks pretty cool down there, though. I think it's the sun that's basically highlighting the scratches on the window. It's very cloudy below us, actually. I don't know if that's actually the case in real life or not. I haven't really checked. It is a cool looking game, this, though. It's just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. You know, you can say what you want about this game, and it is still, I mean, as a game, that's the thing, as a simulator, it's probably one of the most appalling simulators ever. Well, it's not that big. It's not the worst. There are some, such as things like Construction Simulator, that you do really have to look at and think, what were they actually doing here? But they're quite old games, that's the thing. I mean, for a 2020 simulator, this thing is quite bad. It has a terrible flight model, you know, so it has a terrible flight model, so that ain't good. And a minute, why has the wind disappeared? That ain't good. But yeah, it doesn't have a very good flight model, this game. It had quite a few bugs from launch. I mean, live weather still doesn't 100% work. The game crashed every time you plugged a USB into it for the first week. I don't know how they didn't discover that. That was a pretty bad bug. Although that did get fixed. And things like fuel consumption issues and things, they're still in the game. And then obviously things like the 787, they're still badly optimised. They are nothing like the real life. I mean, I think the A20N was the only default aircraft that was probably usable. It was still a bit dodgy from default, but it was better than what you got in the 747 and the 787. Oh, there you go. The wind is starting to come back now. We're alright. And we've reached cruise now as well. Although it doesn't seem to recognise it as cruise, because it's just saying out star. I'll wait and see what it thinks later on. But it is being a little bit strange. Certainly. Yeah, it's being very, very strange, this. Hopefully this realises we're at cruise altitude as soon as we hit 37,000. Does it know we're at cruise? Yeah, it does. Good. That's good to see. It knows we're at cruise then, despite all the weirdness that's been going on. Won't be able to see our total descent yet. We'll look at the plan, actually, for the flight down. I mean, I think our total descent point is way back there, actually, so we won't have one in Rovaniemi. Right, looking at our landing down in... Okay, I don't think I selected the transition correctly. Let me just change that. Yeah, it selected the NIPAC transition. So that was my mistake. I forgot to put in a transition. It's VECIP transition. Insert that. That should hopefully make a bit more sense. Yeah, so it now heads from MIPGO to ECNOM to VECIP. Although weirdly it creates an arc, which it isn't supposed to, I don't believe. Although that does actually help us with our turn on to the ILS, so maybe that's why it's doing it. I don't mind. And the restrictions are looking pretty good, so I'm pretty impressed actually. It's making arcs now. Maybe that is something. Obviously I don't really know what all the release build updates are, because I'm literally going with the I'm constantly going now with the newer update, the development one. So at Nemgu, we've got to be at or above 10,000. So it's going to be above 10,000 at Nemgu. And then MIPGO, there is no restriction at all, according to this. The next restriction then is at VECIP, which is at or above 2,500. So we can delete the restriction at MIPGO, or we can't delete it. We can just... this is one thing that does annoy me. You can't delete altitude restrictions. You have to put in 0, which is a little bit weird. It kind of confuses me. It will freak out the plane a little bit. And then at VECIP, we need to be... I can't do anything to VECIP. Okay, great. I can't configure VECIP. Who knows why? Again, ECNOM, it doesn't actually have a restriction. Actually, we'll keep the same restriction on MIPGO, because technically we do need to be under flight level 100, because we were above 100 before, so I guess it's okay. It's better than putting in 0, I guess, isn't it? And then at VECIP, it is at or above 2,500, that's okay. And we'll put in our approach as well, so an ILS Zulu 21, coming from VECIP to NIPAC, which is above 2,000, no, yeah, above 2,500, and then Charlie India 25, 2,400, and then we have the approach in Insal. That's where the arrival starts. So that's absolutely fine. That's good then. Once we touch down there, we're looking at parking. Okay, there's a little apron basically, stands 1 to 9. It is a terminal. Stands 1 through 9. So we're gonna basically touch down and then taxi off to the left, and it'll be the terminal off there. So that's pretty decent. That's okay. Let's get our minimums plugged in now, actually. So we'll go to approach. I don't know why I'm doing this so early, but why not? Transition altitude is 5,000, so we'll just put that in as our level. Actually, transition level at 1,000 feet. So we'll go 6,000 feet. And our decision altitude, Cat 1, is going to be 810, which is 200 feet above the runway. So that's absolutely fine. There we go. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that then. Let's just, now we can just sort of chill out. I don't think it's going to plan a top descent point for us, but oh well. It doesn't really matter. Looking at Rovaniemi, all the planes going to Leipzig, they look like they're going to be about 15 minutes ahead of me. Now everything's sorted out, that's okay, I don't mind that. It's very busy down there in Rovaniemi right now. I don't know what runways they're using. I'm guessing they're using 2-1 looking at the weather. I mean, the weather is literally so appalling, like low visibility and things, that it just makes sense to use. Let's have a look. I mean, I don't know whether, given Rovaniemi is a Christmas airport, I doubt anybody's going on Christmas holidays this year, are they? No, not a single. There's literally 4 flights a day to Helsinki. They are the only flights operating at the moment. None of the others are operating. All of the holiday flights and things that we'd normally have, they're not happening this year, so Rovaniemi Airport is basically non-existent. There is a flight on its way over there from Helsinki, however it's only just left Helsinki like 2 minutes ago, so won't see that. And then the last plane to land was last night, so that's not even relevant, so I'll have to leave that. A bit of a shame that it's so quiet. We'll probably use the runway that the Helsinki plane uses. Also, obviously, I can view what runways people are using on Vatsim to determine it. There is also another plane on the ground there right now. It's obviously very popular, Rovaniemi, right now during the Christmas season on Vatsim. Just cloud down there. The ice / scratches on the window haven't got any worse, which means they're probably scratches. Which is a pretty cool little feature, I think, right? And then there is the inside cam. I'm glad this game does have wing views still, even if they are a bit more faffy to access than the old game. And we're supposed to be reaching Berep in 2 minutes, so we are a little bit behind schedule. We're about 4 minutes behind what we should be, but so that's still okay, isn't it? And you can see, look, we've got very small gaps between waypoints, so we'll be reaching Nemgu on the arrival pretty soon. Because we have, in terms of the number of waypoints, anyway, we literally have massive gaps. Like we have almost an hour gap between waypoints coming up soon. Well, actually, no, quite a while, but it's the point. We should be landing in about just under 2 hours now, so it'll be about an hour and 50 minutes to go, which sounds about right. And we're looking at about a 2.5 hour flight today, so I don't know what we want to do. Is that ice? That looks like there's ice inside the window shut cover thing, or dust or something. That's really weird. They are going to put an EFB in this cockpit eventually as well. I look forward to that. They sent out a survey about it a couple of months ago. They haven't put it in yet. I suspect, I guess it's probably not up there on. It's not up there on the list of priorities, is it really, for this mod? But yeah, I am really impressed by this mod. There's some really cool things. You can view their GitHub page, and you can see all the things that they're adding, like constantly. Apparently, this says updated 6 days ago. Oh, that's the project. That's why. About optimizing some code and things, and custom fonts. And there's a few bugs that they've got, and there's a few things to add. There you go. Issues. These are a bit better. But yeah, I mean the code was updated like an hour ago, and it says TCAS improvements. Oh, that's good. So the TCAS logic was changed just an hour ago. I haven't. The build I'm running was from yesterday night, so I won't have that built in. But yeah, that's the latest update to have. TCAS updates. That's really cool. I do like what they're doing to this. This aircraft, you know, they're constantly doing stuff. I mean, the TCAS definitely needs improvements because it doesn't really work right now, so that's good to see that they've built them in literally an hour ago on the dev build. Because obviously the stable build, they update it in big chunks, although there hasn't been a big stable build for absolutely ages. Like they had 0.4 that came out about a month and a half ago, and then since then they've had 4.1 and 4.2, although both of them were just hot fixes for the brand new update. It's literally been a month and a half, just over a month and a half, so I'm hoping they're going to bring out a new update fairly soon. That would be nice. So it's looking like I'm going to be in in Rovaniemi, about 13 minutes behind all of the planes from Leipzig, because they are properly flying. Like, they're going really quickly. And there's also a plane that's just landed in, that's just spawned in, and it's in Norway. So that's only it's actually a 600-mile flight. How's that possible? How can there be a 600-mile flight from Norway to Rovaniemi? Or was it like right from the southern part of Norway? Oh yeah, it's actually quite far. Okay. So they'll probably be in Rovaniemi at a similar time then as well. So it's going to be quite busy down there. I'm having a look now to try and see what runway the Finnair is using. It looks as though it is using runway 21, because it has flown past the airport at about 2,800 feet. So that's what it's looking like it's doing. It's looking like it's basically flying past, and then it's going to do the ILS 21. So it looks like ILS. It looks like 21 is the preferred runway. It's definitely, yeah, it's flying past the airport at 2,500 feet as well, which is obviously the exact altitude for that thing. So that's fine. That's great. No problem with that. Quite good, that actually. So runway 21 it is looking like. I don't know whether there's new weather for 9:50. Is there? Yeah, there is. The weather's coming through quickly. Okay, great. There's a few clouds at 200 feet. It's now overcast at 900 feet. So the weather is starting to rise a little bit up, which is great. The winds are now 130 at 5. They're starting to pick up a little bit. But they are drifting more towards the runway, which is good. It's 0 degrees, so it's consistently getting a bit cold. We'll definitely need the anti-ice, I think. And that's all for now. It's still QNH 1016 down there. That's fine though. Absolutely fine. Just want to pass Berep, and we're just under 4 minutes late, based on what Simbrief planned for us. Next waypoint is Nenu in 35 minutes, 43 and 35. It's about 78, so it's an hour and 18 minutes into the flight. So it looks like we'll be 5 minutes late by the time we get to it. This flight is looking like it's going to be just above 2.5 hours rather than 2 hours 26 like we were initially planning. I don't know whether the winds are slightly different. The winds are about, well, they're 13 knots, so it probably, I mean, we've got any significant weather? We have a jet stream. However, it is at flight level 300, so we're not picking it up. And looking at the actual wind overall, at 39, that'll be the closest. And we are looking at about 10 knot winds at Berep, so that's fine. That means we've got pretty accurate wind then, doesn't it? I think it was about 10 knots, maybe it was 20 knots actually. It's about 10-20 knots, so it's accurate. Anyway, it's not like it's not like the live weather's just totally shut down, basically, which is what we wouldn't want. This plane's ETA currently saying 1150. Obviously, that's based on our current speed, so that will drop a little bit. Our ETA is 1148, according to Vatsim, so you can tell by how similar they are that it is literally basically calculating it based on distance to go. It's quite a simple calculation of speed, distance and time. It's not taking into account anything else. That's clearly this is the code they've used. It's the speed, distance, time calculation to get it set, which is why it's not accurate. But it's alright, it's better than It's better than what was displaying before, which was just like gibberish. And obviously the distance is working now as well. The distance was the thing that wasn't working before. And obviously we know that we're not getting from Nembu to Rovaniemi in 6 minutes. Obviously not, but it just means it's working. Which is the key. We're going to be about 12 minutes by the looks of it behind the planes from Leipzig if they keep up their current speed. So they'll be quite close actually. Be quite busy down Rovaniemi, I think, by the time we get there on the Unicom. Unless some controller decides to jump on by then, it would be nice if they did. Weirdly, a plane leaving Rovaniemi, I'm pretty sure, has just used runway 03. I'm pretty sure they are using 21 down there. I'm almost certain that they're using 21 because, well, the winds are actually in favour of 21 now anyway. Aren't they 130? 130 now, I think. I accidentally zoomed all the way out on Vatsim, that wasn't good. I just noticed there's a lot of planes over Germany. Weirdly though, for a Sunday, there's literally no events going on today. None. Absolutely zero. I think that's really weird. But, you know, that is kind of... That's that for now. Just think it's a bit odd. But there's literally zero. Oh well. we get a bit of turbulence. Let's just check out the weather radar. You can see that because the game doesn't work, you'd normally set the game to about -3, meaning that the weather radar doesn't pick up. So when you put it on plus, it basically highlights weather that isn't so bad, and makes it colours like amber and red. And then if you put -3, -6, weather that's maybe a bit severe only gets highlighted as green. But however, because we can't change that, the weather radar on here, what we get given, it's saying that there's really bad weather, and it's probably not the case. It's probably almost certainly not the case that the weather is that bad. Also, weirdly, it's still displaying turbulence, even though I only just flicked it over to turbulence mode. It wasn't displaying turbulence initially, so it's clearly a little bit. It's clearly not functional at the moment to the weather radar. Definitely not properly functional anyway, in the same way that you'd like. It's still very cloudy down there. We haven't really been able to see much of the North Sea. See little glimpses of it down there. Yeah, it's a very cloudy day, I guess. Above Scandinavia, it will obviously start getting dark fairly. As we get further north, it'll probably get dark quite quickly because of how we're heading north. I mean, here in where we're above now, Bergen, coming up to, there probably won't be any. Probably won't get dark until, I don't know, like maybe 3 o'clock or something. But obviously, we go a bit more north, and then that starts shifting back. And it's 1 o'clock, you know? I look at somewhere that's even more north. Like Murmansk. That's one that's further north. On Navigraph's map. So it sets at 1:22. And it rises at 12:30. So they have 50 minutes of sunlight. How about Vardo? That's even further north. So their sun rises at 11 and sets at 11:14. Oh my word, yeah. 15 minutes of sunlight in a day. How does that even work? Like literally within 20 minutes, like it goes from sunrise to sunset. How is that even possible? Like the sun rises and then it just like instantly passes above you really quickly, or does it never properly go light? Does it go? No, that's what it is. Maybe it just never properly goes light. That's probably what it is. Who knows? I don't know much about weather on that sense. I just know if you go further north, there's generally slightly weird patterns. That's about it. Okay, the plane from Torp in Norway has just taken off, and it's an Air France actually. It is only 600 miles direct away compared to me, 750 miles direct away, so that'll probably easily get there quicker than me then. That's fine. I don't know why we're getting a top of descent mark showing up. That's a bit strange. Another top of descent mark, I should add. We had one earlier too. There's no reason to be getting one here, is there? There's no restrictions at these waypoints. So clearly a little bit weird, isn't it? Because we're 760 miles away, so I don't think it's time to descend just yet. We can actually go maximum range on here. We'll go 160. We'll just go 80 anyway. I prefer 80. Does terrain work? I'm interested to see that. Let's put it on 160. We'll see if terrain works. We'll be able to see where Norway is then. I'm wondering if this terrain radar actually works now. I've turned it on and it says terrain down there. I know it does actually take time to like come on the screen, but I don't think it takes that long. Oh well. Doesn't look like the terrain radar works, does it? Don't think it does. Oh well. A little bit of a shame, isn't it? Never mind. I guess. Also, I'm excited for iRacing Season 1 next year. I think I will do a video actually asking you guys sort of what series you'd like to see on the channel next season, because I'm still a little bit undecided. I'm going to wait for the full schedule because they've unveiled a Dallara IndyCar that looks properly amazing. I mean properly amazing. So we'll see. It'll probably be a D-Class series I do next season because they're the ones that go to most of the free tracks and things. We'll see. Put the boat back down to 80 nautical mile range now because we don't need anything else. Those clouds look a bit grainy. Is that just me? They don't look like real clouds, they look a bit odd. These clouds here, they look like slightly grainy. I don't know what effect that's trying to replicate. We still have no contrails, guys, as well. We still have no contrails. Highly disappointing. I can't, that's the bit that annoys me the most. I can't believe they didn't put contrails in the game. I mean, it's such a basic thing. Like, everyone likes contrails, right? Everyone likes contrails. Just checking my mic is working. My mic seems a little quiet on OBS, although, I don't know, when it goes red, that means it's too loud, so I guess it's actually okay for people watching, rather than deafening them. So that's alright. The plane from Torp is now getting up to speed. The plane from Helsinki has now touched down in Rovaniemi, that's fine. I'm surprised by how busy it is. I mean, I know it's Christmas season, people like to fly down to Rovaniemi for it, but it is a little bit unusual for it to be so crazy busy. There's no ATC. I mean, I thought there might be some ATC or something. At the moment, there is none. There is a Skyways actually coming the other way at 34,000 feet. It's going from Ivalo over to Glasgow, so that'll be going a similar way to me, I guess, in the other direction. Because it's going over to Glasgow, it's from Ivalo rather than. Oh, hang on, I've only just realised. For whatever reason, I'm showing as an A320, not an A320 Neo. That's a bit odd. I forgot to change it when I pre-filed my flight. Oh wow, we'll just leave that like that then. I'm connected as an A320 Neo, but my flight plan is showing a regular A320. That's a bit stupid, isn't it? Oh well, it's because I forgot to change it. SimBrief pre-files it as an A320 because SimBrief still doesn't have a Neo setting. I don't know why. But it still does not have a Neo setting. I would have thought they would have added it by now, but no. No Neo setting at the moment, unfortunately. I'm still looking, there doesn't seem to be anything on here, it's really weird. There doesn't seem to be an actual profile for it. Apparently you just use the regular A320, so I think we'll just keep that. Here you go, there is something on their forums. Yeah, there's still nothing on SimBrief about an A320 Neo profile, but never mind. Actually, one thing I would like to check is I do remember that they were saying that they're going to merge it into the default branch quite soon. The fact that you can import SimBrief flight plans into the plane. I'll have to check that. Oh, it's still darkened. I think it'll be under the AOC, and it is still. Wait, what's this? ATC menu. Depart request. What's this? This doesn't actually work, does it? I doubt this works. Oh, I can't send anything. I'm gonna try and write like quest or something, but doesn't seem as if you can write anything. That's a shame. I thought might be able to like. I don't know how it would work. And then you got an ATIS. So the ATIS just takes you to the ATIS page. Obviously, there's no ATIS at the moment anyway. There's some really cool stuff in this plane. We got request. I mean, what does this work? Request 370. This doesn't work, does it? Speed is 250. It doesn't work, this page. It's a little bit broken, but does it work? Sorry, it doesn't appear that you can put in the altitude. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's kind of cool though. Definitely. We're approaching a top of descent point. I don't know why there's a top of descent point there. This plane, for some reason, thinks that we should be at 45,000 feet at Nenu. Who knows why? Yeah, this plane still ain't right, is it? Still ain't quite right. Never mind. Never mind. Looks like I'll be in Rovaniemi about 10 minutes before those planes from Leipzig, so we'll get a little bit congested. I think I'll be the last one to the party down in Rovaniemi, unless obviously other planes spawn in. Weirdly, I think no, the plane from Avalo is going to be there before all of them. No, not Avalo, Torp. It's going to start. It's not even at full speed yet, and it's already saying it's going to be there with all. It's going to be in the lot of all the Leipzig planes, so it's very busy. Actually, it's very, very busy down there. Also, the sun's setting in just over an hour over in Rovaniemi, so it will get dark when we land there, I think. If there's no other planes, I'll put it on pause brake and take a good screenshot in the snow. I'll make it snowy and then pause brake, and then whack it back over to live weather for the landing. If we can do that, that'd be cool. There's a couple of planes, there's 3 planes all in one go on their way down there right now. And one from Leeds, one from EGCN, I think that's... Oh, I don't know where that is, maybe Carlisle? I want to say? No, I don't think it is. I think, is it Teesside? Is it Teesside? I think it's Teesside. Doncaster Sheffield. That's the one that is. So it's from Doncaster Sheffield, and there's one from Shannon as well. And then also there's the 3 from Leipzig, and one with the one from Torp in Norway. They're about half an hour, they're about 45 minutes later than that lot. And then there's me that's 10 minutes behind them. It's really busy. There, I was hoping you enjoyed that little cinematic look of the aircraft. It looks really cool. You can see all the clouds everywhere. I think we over Norway yet? Yes, we are. To me, that looks like the sea, actually. Although apparently, according to Navigraph, we're over Norway, so I don't understand. Yeah, we're over Norway according to Navigraph. However, that looks suspiciously like ocean down there. Obviously, I can't tell because of the sea. No, because of the cloud, I mean. But that doesn't look like Norway. That looks like the sea. So yeah. Oh well. See, I don't know. I think we're over. Obviously, the terrain radar's not working, so I can't. It could also be that the clouds are creating such a shadow that I just can't see Norway properly. Right, there should be the 10-20 weather for Rovaniemi through. It seems to be coming through pretty much instantly. Oh no, not yet. Not quite yet. A bit bumpy, is it now? That's what it looks like. Actually, in about 50 minutes, we'll be asked to tune a frequency on Skytrack as well. Is the game loading some weather? Is that what that was? That little thing that pops it down the bottom right. Maybe it's an autosave. Weirdly, actually, in the last patch, they have fixed the logbook working now. The logbook wasn't working properly before, so they've fixed that now. And it was the perfect time, actually, to look at iRacing next season kind of stuff, really, since we've got a little bit of time to kill. I will do a separate video on this anyway, but since we have some time to kill, why not? I'm looking for the new content for iRacing coming up next season. Obviously, I'm not going to buy a lot, I'm only going to buy a little bit. I'll probably buy 3 items. At the start of next season is what I'm looking to do, just buy 3 items, and they will be bought pretty much as soon as the new season starts, really. Of course, I want you, since you guys see a lot of iRacing content, I think it would be good if you guys could see kind of what's going on. So in terms of new things next season, I know there is a Dallara IndyCar coming to the game. There are brand new Rallycross layouts at Charlotte and Brands Hatch, both of which I own. Charlotte is free with the game and Brands Hatch I own, so that's really cool. I like that they did that. Getting bumped around a little bit here. Are we in the middle of some turbulence? Not. Oh wait a minute, the cockpit door's been open this whole time. Oh well. We're not in the middle of any crazy weather, which again proves that this weather radar just doesn't work, because we are quite clearly in a little bit of weather. The wind down actually started to step up now, so about 40 knot winds. Really? I didn't think the wind would be stepping up. Let's have a look. Oh no, yeah, it is starting to step up towards 40 knots. It'll be 50 knots by the time we're at a Nenu. So the wind is starting to step up a little bit. That's interesting. Obviously it was very calm earlier. But yeah, next season we've got Rallycross. They're also bringing in Long Beach Circuit. There is a brand new BMW M4 GT3. Obviously, I've been driving the M4 GT4 this season, so that'll be quite interesting. So they're the new things coming to the game. And then in terms of this season already, they haven't revealed any new series for next year, but I am looking to go away from the BMW series and do something else, along with the SimLab Production Car Challenge. And I'm thinking either the Ferrari GT3 Challenge or the Touring Car Challenge. I'm thinking probably the Touring Car Challenge. I like the touring cars. But I'm going to wait until next season for that. That's what's going on. They still haven't got the new season schedule out yet. Whoa, been jumped around a little bit here, aren't we? I'm guessing our ETA would have got a bit close to those planes from Leipzig. It has, yes. So yeah, we're going to be literally getting there at the same time as them. Might end up with a go-around at this rate. Might be a little bit congested by the time we get down there. But yeah, iRacing's season 1 2021 schedule has not been revealed yet. However, I'm pretty sure it will be revealed fairly soon. There is a website that does have them all on there, and I'll look. So it's I'll search season 4 schedule, and last time it was released on September the 6th, which, looking at the iRacing schedule, was literally 9 days before the start of the season. 9 days. So using that logic, it should again be posted being bumped around a lot. Yeah, this isn't the nicest of weather now, is it? It's starting to get a little bit bumpy. Oh well. Yeah, okay, I can see terrain through there now. You can see we're getting chucked up and down a little bit from the some turbulence and things. It's not too bad. Over there, look, it looks like the clouds are starting to shift actually, so that's kind of nice. We can see that we are above a country now, rather than just a bunch of clouds. Although the plane definitely is having some issues with turbulence right now. The turbulence isn't that severe. Whoa, never mind. That's a little bit bumpy. I think we get the seatbelt signs on. This ain't looking great, this bumpiness. Yep. Okay, I'm glad I turned the seatbelt signs on. Look at that from the inside. Yeah, that is quite bumpy. Obviously, I have no weather radar, so there's no way of knowing when this weather will actually end. But yeah, right now it's definitely enough for seatbelt signs, I think. Definitely enough to tell them to sit down. So yeah, last time it started on the 15th of September, the schedule, which should have been a Tuesday, yeah? And they revealed it on the 6th, which was the Sunday. Hang a minute, that's today. That's today, because the season starts in 9 days from today. That's interesting, because that's when the season starts. Because there's only a week and then 2 days left of this season, so that's interesting. They might release it today then. I'm interested in that. We'll see. If that's the same date, what do they do in season 3? So season 3, so season 4 began, so season 3 got released on June the 2nd, and it started on June the 9th, so it got released a week early. So it between now and Tuesday, it probably should be released, the iRacing schedule, for this upcoming season. We're really being chucked around here, aren't we? They've really been chucked around. Anyway, 50 miles to Anenu, 600 miles to Rovaniemi, so we're about halfway now, almost, coming up on halfway anyway. Shows you how long of a flight this is, right? We're supposed to be reaching Anenu in 3 minutes if we were on time, yeah. So we are a little bit behind, aren't we, on the timings? I don't know why. I don't think we've been going that slowly, but we're just a little bit behind. Obviously, the flight was planned for an A20, not an A20 Neo, so there are some slight differences. Got to remember that. But yeah, at the moment it's looking like we're going to get, at this speed, to Rovaniemi about 6 minutes behind the Leipzig planes. It's very busy down there, as I said. It's all quite clumped together down there, with the 3 planes from Leipzig, the one from Torp. There's one pre-filed in Gdansk, however, that's literally pre-filed. It's not even on the network yet. Also, I thought that might have been Oslo. So Oslo Approach has just come online. I thought that might have been Oslo Centre, in which case we'd get something from them. But no, it's Oslo West Approach. So nothing interesting. Check the weather for Rovaniemi. It has now refreshed. Sadly, the weather has gone back to being quite low. We've got overcast at 200 feet. So that's 2 weeks in a row now. We've had weather that is quite low to the ground. Obviously in Salzburg we had it, although the live weather messed it up. And the wind direction is now back to 120, so it's slightly further away. That's really not the nicest of weather we're getting down there right now. Obviously, our decision altitude, we have got an ILS, so it's 200 feet above the ground, so that's alright. It's not too bad. But it is interesting, definitely. This plane thinks for some reason we should be at flight level 450 at this next waypoint. Who knows why? Honestly, who knows why? I don't. We'll look at a plan actually for our flight now. So we're coming from Mismo, we get to Nemgu, and then Mipgo, and then from Mipgo it's to Eknom, and then Eknom is supposed to just be in a straight line to Vekip. It's not supposed to be an arc, so I don't know. That might need looking at once we get closer to Rovaniemi. Apparently we've been in the sim an hour and 37 minutes. That makes sense actually, because the streams lasted an hour and 37 minutes. So it only took about 25 minutes to get off the ground. That's pretty decent. Also had the help of that really good pushback helper to get us out of Edinburgh. I'm hoping that it'll be updated further, although saying that it has not been updated actually for quite a while. But it's a really good mod. It's definitely the best. Definitely the best one I've seen so far. In terms of add-ons for this game. But yeah, it's by far the best Grand Services add-on I've come across so far, and obviously it's free. Oh, this is weird. Everyone's saying it's causing a crash in the latest update. This tool. Obviously, I haven't had that same problem. Everyone's saying in the latest patch it's causing a crash to desktop. Since yesterday, since the patch on the 3rd. That's weird. I have not had that so far, and I'm on the latest patch. That's a bit worrying. Well, it hasn't crashed my game, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's a conflict with something. Because the mod hasn't been updated for a bit. I don't know, we'll wait and see about that. Literally, as soon as Oslo have literally just come online, and then straight away there's 5 planes on the ground there. It's mad. It doesn't take long, does it? For people to, like, realise there's ATC. What's our speed? According to... This is a bug. This must be a bug. That because we're being pushed along more by the wind, our speed per here has gone up. That shouldn't happen. It was about 250 earlier, and now it's 270, and we're close to hitting the red line of overspeed. However, ground speed shouldn't impact us overspeeding. That's a bit worrying. Maybe that was the issue I hit with the business chat. I didn't show you the video, obviously, because I deleted it. But I had a bug where I was at 44,000 feet and I was having to slow down to massive amounts because it was saying I was overspeeding when I wasn't. I didn't look at the wind, but that was maybe a cause. I got to look at it actually. Someone's redone the Citation CJ4 working title have, and apparently it's quite a good mod. So it looks pretty cool. I'll have to have a look at it now. They updated it only 5 days ago, so that's pretty decent. So I think we'll have to download that and have a look at the CJ4. Obviously, it's only a business jet, so you can't really use it for airliners. You know what? Let's turn the seatbelt signs off now. I only just realised they've been on this whole time, haven't they? Even the bumpiness is finished. Oh, I say that, and it actually starts to get a bit bumpy again. You know what? We'll just leave the seatbelt signs off. There's no auto setting. They've mixed up the seatbelt signs and the no smoking. The no smoking in real life is on off, and the seatbelts are on auto off. However, this game has got them backwards. I don't know why, but they are backwards. It's a bit weird. They're not supposed to be backwards. We're about 4 minutes late still. That's alright. It's not too bad. Next waypoint is only 113 miles away. We've actually dropped altitude a little bit there. That'll be due to turbulence and things. Right now, it's actually only 4 minutes early behind the Leipzig planes. And there's also another plane that's departing Helsinki that's spawned in. So it's looking at the moment like Rovaniemi is very busy. That's certain to say. So that's kind of interesting. So far we've had no ATC today. I'm hoping there'll be some ATC in Rovaniemi to like distance everybody out. That'll be useful, won't it? Been bumped around a little bit. 100 miles to Tigba. That's our next waypoint. You can already see, look, that's getting a little bit darker. You can clearly see there that it is a little bit darker. I almost never approach airports in like daytime in this game. I mean, even when I'm flying somewhere and it is daytime, because of where I'm flying, it's still night. Crazy. It's a beautiful looking plane, definitely. We've flown 560 miles now, we've only got 530 to go, so boom, we are past halfway. That's nice. That's very nice indeed, past halfway. Hello in the chat, hope you're enjoying the stream. Back to flying today after the iRacing yesterday. Mixed that iRacing. We did get Class C in Oval, and then obviously had a few little issues, well, a few issues with the iRating loss and things, although it wasn't too bad, that race. And then obviously the rest of the day went pretty well, so balances out, I guess. I mean, the Pontiac race was pretty boring. I was really disappointed about that. Literally, later in the day, I jumped onto a Pontiac race, and there was 6 Pontiacs. I think it's 5, actually. 5 Pontiacs. Mad. And I was having a really good battle, and then some idiotic VW just took. So, basically, there were 5 Pontiacs. One of them, I don't know, had an issue on the start. And then I got held up by another car, so they all went by, and I was down to 3rd. And then all of a sudden, 2nd and 4th place both kept spinning and having issues, and then the guy in 1st just got sideswiped by a VW. And I was just like, thank you very much, into 1st place, and there you go. I won by about a minute in the end. Because people behind me kept spinning. And I'm sorry, I don't know how you spin in that Pontiac. I've done it before on cold tyres, but once you're in a race, that doesn't happen. Because you have warmer tyres. Also, I discovered the reason the lap time was lower in the stream was because the track temperature was actually too high. In the race I did later in the day, there were 36 degrees compared to 42 degrees in the stream. It's pretty good. Oh, we can see land down there, not just cloud. That land looks, especially like sea. I can see it isn't land. I think it's because it's very low detail because we're at such a high altitude. It like, you know, it phases it out a little bit. Makes sense. Next waypoint about 73 miles time. And that's I'm 5 minutes behind the Leipzig-bound plane. No, the plane from Leipzig, not Leipzig-bound. And there's a speedbird on the ground in Rovaniemi now as well. What? What? Somebody's flying a Concorde from Rovaniemi to Heathrow. Why? Can someone tell me why? Why is it a... That's a bit strange. Someone's flying a Concorde down to Heathrow from Rovaniemi. That's people find the weirdest reasons to use Concorde on this game. Just in flight sim in general, they find really odd reasons to use a Concorde. I wouldn't mind getting a Concorde. I think someone is making a Concorde for this game actually. X-Plane has a Concorde. Obviously, FSX P3D doesn't really have a detailed Concorde. It had a free one, but no proper, really well detailed one. But yeah, it's looking pretty nice. There must be an event on in Oslo. Or maybe it's just timing, but yeah, they've suddenly got a tower online and an approach. I don't think there's an event, because there's no Norway control online. It would be nice to have some ATC today, wouldn't it? It'd be much appreciated by me. However... No, this flag looks quite a high level up here. No, I think it's just in the distance, that's why it looks high level. Obviously, we've got no cloud below us right now. For the first time in ages. Obviously that won't last. Quite obviously. I think it's only about 490 miles to go. So it is creeping down that distance counter. Creeping downwards. Slowly but surely. .48 miles. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there is some kind of ATC that's shown up. Helsinki Control, covering the whole of Finland. Oh, so there we go. We are going to have some ATC in Rovaniemi then, because Rovaniemi is in Finland. So that's kind of interesting. They'll only cover us for the last bit, unless they decide to contact us a little bit earlier. It doesn't say what time they're going to be logging off. They are on Twitch actually, so I don't know whether I'll be able to. To watch my own flying. It's pretty cool. They haven't shown up on... Actually, I don't think they will show up on Vatsim by looking at this, because by the looks of it, Finland has split its... so according to this, I think they cover the whole of Finland. However, this is saying that Finland is only... It's saying that Finland is split into two on Vatsim, because obviously Vatsim is quite old. So often, a lot of countries now, they've changed their airspaces since that spy was last updated, like 8 years ago or whatever. So now Finland is just one massive airspace, whereas before it used to be loads of different airspaces. We're going to be reaching it at Mismo. So from Mismo we'll have ATC, which is during our descent. We're going to not going to start descending for a while yet, I don't think. Mismo is just before Nemgu. I want to be probably... Well, we need to be above flight level 100 at Nepix. No, not Nepix, sorry, Nemgu. And then we have 19 miles plus 10 plus 12. And I want to be probably about 4,000 at Vekip. Because then that allows us... Actually, no, we only have 5 miles to Nipak, and at Nipak I'd like to be about 3,000. So let's say let's say 3,000-ish at Vekip. Meaning at so from Nemgu, so our overall target is 3,000 at Vekip, meaning we'd need to descend 25,000 feet. No, 24,000. So 24 times 3. 72 miles. Let's say 75 miles from Vekip will start our descent. So 12 add 10 is 22. Add 19. That's 41 miles. And the gap from Mismo is 23. So I want to be descending at around about, I'd say 15 miles from Mismo. Roughly. I think. Simbrifel's got our descent plan together, however it's not quite as accurate. Although it does want us at 3,700 at Vekip, so that looks okay. And it relies on us being at Nemgu at 16. Okay, that actually looks okay. And that is a top of descent 6 minutes before Nismo. About 6 minutes from Nismo, so it's not quite 15 miles, it's a bit more than that. So I think we'll take both of them into account, I think. Actually, I added it, that's why, I added it up wrong. It's not 24,000 feet, it's 30. It's 30 something thousand feet. That's what I don't know what I'm on about. It's 33,000 feet, I think. No, 34,000 feet. Times 3, it's 102 miles. That's why. So it's about 45 miles from Mismo. That's about right. That's more accurate, definitely. I don't know whether we'll get a top of descent marker pop up on there. Don't think we will, even though we've had numerous throughout this flight. They haven't been in the right place. Are they clouds? They are clouds. So actually, I can't. Yeah, they're clouds. They look a bit like mountains, but they're definitely clouds. Obviously, we will have finished control online as well. It is now very busy down at Rovaniemi. There's 2 planes on the ground, and another 2 kind of very close to it. Looks like the Thomas Cook may have done a go-around or something. I think the Thomas Cook did a go-around, because it... Yeah, that's interesting. And then there was an Aer Lingus that has already got to the ground, I think disconnected, and then connected again as a departure. But yeah, the Thomas Cook seems to have done a go-around. That's interesting. We're about 4 minutes behind the Leipzig planes, it looks like. Also, one thing to note, the Thomas Cook could be performing a go-around. It could also be, rather than performing a go-around, it could be being vectored around the place by the ATC that's online down there. That's also a possibility. So next waypoint, so we passed Tigba at an hour and a half exactly. So I'm expecting what, an hour and 26 at Tigba, that's supposed to say. Actually an hour and 27, so we've got about 1 minute. We're only 3 minutes behind what SimBrief is saying now, so it'll be about a 2.5 hour flight no matter what. In about 20 or so minutes we'll actually get a little ding from Skytrack telling us to tune one of our radios to a certain frequency. Probably this one over here, I suspect. What's going on here? Com2 has stopped working, guys. Oh. What's going on here? This is a bit weird. This must be something to do with the dev mode, because Com1... Actually, no, this is because that one's still set to Com1, that's why. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear I can move the camera. I can use the Alt keys, actually. No, not the Alt keys, the Control keys to move about. But from this angle, we can't see anything. That's a bit odd. That's definitely a bit odd. still not independent of each other. That's quite weird, actually. Oh, dear. There you go. I was in the wrong camera then for a minute. I'm positive the arrow keys used to control the camera, although they don't seem to do that anymore. Which is a little bit strange. They definitely don't seem to do it anymore. I looked at the controls earlier and it doesn't seem to do anything. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, because like things like lifting the camera now are quite difficult. You can do that, but it just resets back to normal at the end. We have got Alt. If you press Alt and then arrow keys, it does actually save it. Hang a minute, why is the plane turning right? Hello? Just when I thought it was all going well. Great. Okay, put in the autopilot again, it's fixed it, great. What was that about? That's well weird. Okay. The plane just decided it would be fun to turn left. I don't know why. It just did. It just thought, you know what? Haven't turned left in a while. They haven't turned right in a while. Let's just turn right. It'll be fun. This game still ain't 100%, is it? That's really weird. I've never encountered that before. And the cameras have gone messed up as well because I've been fiddling with them and I can't change them again. There we go. I'm positive you used to be able to use the arrow keys to move around though. I'm absolutely positive you could used to do that. And you honestly can't do it anymore. Oh well. That was really weird. The plane was just like, yeah, I'm turning right now. You ain't gonna do anything about it. I'm turning right. Little bit odd. Definitely. I'm just fiddling around with the camera now. I'm trying to get it to work. There we go. I don't know, I feel like I'm in a bit of a different place in the cockpit to what I was earlier. That looks alright. I think that was the place I was in earlier. I can't quite tell, honestly. Oh, there we go. We have actually got a top of descent point showing up. That's cool. Although saying that, that's too early. That is, definitely. Because that's 160 miles away from Mismo. So that's not quite accurate. I mean, it thinks at Mismo we should be at 85,000 feet, so... Excellent. Don't think we can trust that, can we? Oh dear. This game, honestly, I am still wondering about it. Right, we should have had some new weather through for Rovaniemi. Not quite yet. The 1050 weather, Zulu that is, should be through. Oh, they got just updated it. Nope, still not here yet. It should be here quite soon. Given the time. And the Thomas Cook is going back round for another approach now into Rovaniemi, so that's good. The airlink is disconnected and the Speedbird Concorde has taken off. I don't know what a Concorde was doing there at Rovaniemi, but who knows? It just was. It's one of the randomnesses as Vatsim. I don't think that's a word, but it's one of the random things about Vatsim. You do occasionally just get random Concords. I mean, I'm not disappointed about that. Concords are good, but it's a bit random. Seeing a Concorde just randomly show up at Rovaniemi. I don't think in real life you'd have a Concorde down in Rovaniemi somehow. Pretty sure you wouldn't anyway. And we're now only 2 minutes away from the slowest plane coming in from Leipzig, so that might be a little bit close. We're lucky that Finnish Control is online. We'll be talking to them in the next 35 minutes, I think. About 35 minutes. We won't be able to tune their frequency yet. I'm not going to anyway. So, I mean, I don't know why COM2 isn't selected on there. I selected COM2. Yeah, it's a weird bug, look. As soon as we go into this, like, display, there we go. Yeah, interestingly, this radio just seems to have stopped working today. Unfortunately, this does seem to be something with the, it does seem to be something with the development build of this aircraft. It just seems to suddenly go back to default in some areas. You know, I mean, it's not like 100% recommended that you use the development build. I just do because they haven't updated. If they update the stable build and do a lot to it, like a lot of these VNAV improvements that I'm using and things, they're not available on the default build yet, I don't think, because they haven't updated the default build in, you know, I said coming up on 2 months now. But if they do like a 0.5, a version 0.5 that has loads of new features, I'll just go on to that, because obviously it is more stable. It's just that at the moment all these things aren't there. And they haven't announced them yet, that there is a version. Right, 285 miles to Nismo, that's okay. And hopefully we'll have ATC when we get down there. The second Thomas Cook, I think, would have landed at Rovaniemi by now. Just about to touch down, actually, at the exact moment I refreshed. And we should have had some new weather for Rovaniemi now, we do. And vertical, it's back to vertical visibility, unfortunately. Although it is 700 feet, which is... it's okay. The rest of the weather has stayed the same, actually. It's still 0 degrees down there. So the weather was getting a bit better for a minute, and then it's... I think it's still low VFR. I'll have a look now. It might have gone to VFR mode. It's not VFR. So it was previously low IFR. It's now IFR conditions. So they're a little bit better. Obviously, it's 0 degrees. So it's a little bit chilly. I mean, we'll be getting dark down there in real life in about 40 minutes. So, that's a bit interesting. So, yeah, the next plane due to land is the plane from Torp. And then... also, there was another... oh, the other Skyways has passed me now. I missed it. It was quite far away from me. The planes from Leipzig, we're going to be there literally 2 minutes off one of the other planes from Leipzig, so I don't know what going on with that. I don't know where their convoy even is. So I can't see them anywhere. Like 3 planes quite close together, all heading to one place. Oh, there they are, I see them. Yeah, the 767 is quite far away off the other two. One of them somehow got a ground speed of 550 knots. I'm not totally sure how. It just has. It's really strange. Never mind. Are we going through clouds at this altitude? These clouds look very high up. There was a weather report on them. Yeah. Although these say from 200, from flight level 100 to flight level 200. Is what these are saying. I'll have a look now. So the significant weather for flight level 250 to 630, and there is no cloud reported. There's no bit of cloud reported. It's only a jet stream about flight level 300, 310. That's all there was, so don't know about that. $260 miles to Mismo. That's obviously where we're going to be descending about 50 miles from Mismo. So it's only about 200 miles ish to our descent. So this flight's gone fairly quickly, actually. Very, very cloudy above. We'll definitely be needing the anti-ice on descent, I think, because it's minus 38 the true air temperature. Obviously, we want that to be above 5 degrees before we can turn off anti-ice, and since there's cloud, we are going to be needing it. And it's obviously 0 degrees in Rovaniemi, so it's not even going to heat up. It's never going to heat up with those levels. And then obviously I'm hoping that Finnish controls stay online. They came online about 20 minutes ago, so they'll probably still be online by the time we get down there. They'll probably be on until at least 12 Zulu, probably a little bit longer. This is saying we're going to get there at 11:42 Zulu. No. It'll be more like 11:45 at least, I think. Obviously it's doing it based on our current speed, which obviously is not the right way to do it. Apparently there is a top of descent point, however it is in the wrong place. I think it's relying on us being at about 60,000 feet, which obviously we're not. We're not at 60,000 feet. Oh dear. It's a little bit silly, isn't it, really? A little bit silly. Oh well. Can't believe someone's flying a Concorde out of Rovaniemi, though. I find that quite funny. Someone's just casually flying a Concorde out of Rovaniemi. It's not really normal, is it? It's a bit unusual. Right, 314 miles to go. Let's be right back quickly. There we are, I'm back. Well, I've noticed there's like some sort of background noise on my microphone. I'm just going to keep quiet and watch it on OBS. Yeah, there's something. I think it might be the fans on my PC or something. Don't know. It's quite small. It's about minus 50 decibels. Yeah, about minus 47 decibels. So it's not that loud compared to the game. Obviously, the game audio's a bit louder than that, so probably doesn't get picked up. We're going to ignore that sort of percent thing because I don't know why it's there. But I've noticed as well, the shadows in this game look so broken. They look really weird. The shadows in this game, definitely. I mean, what is that? Is that really how it would look in real life, that shadow? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's quite that good. And right now there's actually a Aer Lingus on the ground in Rovaniemi. The plane that's on the ground in Helsinki is still on the ground in Helsinki, so that's fine. It's a UPS actually heading down to Rovaniemi. I don't know what plane. Did have a look. It's UES 767. That's fine. That's from Helsinki. It's still a 400-mile flight apparently. That's pretty mad. Wouldn't have known that. Would not have known. Right, Mismo, 197 miles to go, so we're descending at about 150 miles, I think. Mad about that. Upon arrival down in there. One thing that is, I didn't read this actually, there is an airport briefing. It says their preferred runway for landing is 21. That's cool. And in FSX, scenery, slightly different. That's fine, that's not relevant. Okay, that looks fine. Yeah, they do have a pretty cool briefing actually, Fly UK. No stands planned on there. That's fine. So it's looking like that, you know, runway 21 is preferred for landing. Obviously it's what we're using today. Anyway, literally 2.5 minutes, Fly UK will bing us. Bongers, I don't know, pingers, whatever you call it, notify us, that's a better one, about swapping our comms over, because we've been on for 2 hours. Obviously, once you've been on for 2 hours, it checks to make sure you're still there, and then every hour to 3 hours after that, it also checks. And the Air France 122 ahead of us, from Torp to Rovaniemi, is now descending. So, but they're they're quite a bit ahead of us. They are heading to Mismo as well, but they're 109 miles away direct to Rovaniemi. We're 120 miles behind them. So yeah, I think we are planning on descending at about 120 miles as well. More like, I think we're planning on descending about 130 miles from now. So that's pretty good. And they were at 37,000 feet as well, so that's good. And they're at 737, which is generally a bit more conservative on the descents, from what I remember. It likes quite a small descent rate sometimes, depending on the arrival. Getting some very nice 80-knot winds now. That's the jet stream that was at flight level 310. I guess maybe it's... Actually, we're not really that near the jet stream altitude or place, but I guess it kind of rubs off on it a little bit. So we're getting a very nice... Okay, good. The ground speed, despite the fact our ground speed's increased, our actual indicated airspeed is a bit better. That's a bit more like real life. then that's a little bit better. Maybe a few physics tweaks are needed there, I think. It's not too bad. This game is not perfect for that kind of thing, physics, and it's still, it's still got a bit of a way to go yet. Obviously, Fly-by-Wire have made a pretty decent mod though. The plane at least flies and feels fairly decent. It's not terrible, so that's kind of quite nice. Right, we'll get binged by Skytrack literally in 10 seconds, and then we'll tune on the standby 1213 for finish control after that. What's the chances now that it tells us to tune 121.3? There you go. Oh, 13625 it's telling us. 136. Yes, calm down. Oh. Okay. It wasn't letting us scroll any higher then. That's a bit weird. What's going on? Why would it let us scroll higher than 900? Oh, I can't go above it, that's why. 13625. Normally it just lets you cycle through. That's a bit weird, but I guess it's because it's at the top of the frequency range. It doesn't let you do that. Then we have to scroll through all of these. Yeah, 13625. There we go. And then back to 121.3 finish control, which we'll be going over to later. According to the plane, we should be descending now. That definitely isn't right. Yeah, 230 miles away. Yeah, certainly. We've got to be above 10,000 in Nemgu as well. Above. So that's certainly not true. There are a lot of planes heading into Rovaniemi right now. Obviously, not just me. We've got the 4 planes from Leipzig, along with the one from Torp. They're all quite close together. I'm apparently 2 minutes behind the back one from Leipzig, so that'll be interesting. Loads of planes have actually just pre-filed a flight all of a sudden. Hang on a minute, that's gone wrong, that has. Something's broke there. Because 3 of them that are pre-filed there are, in fact 4 of them that are pre-filed there have already done their flights. They were ones that landed earlier, so there's clearly been a bit of a weird bug with Vatsim there. We'll just ignore that. So we're descending in just under 100 miles now, so not that far left to run. Right side, it's minus 39 true air temperature, so we'll need anti-ice when we start descending if it's this cloudy. Obviously, we have been warned that ice doesn't appear on the plane. And that was a warning that went out by the fly-by-wire community, I think, yesterday. It's a bug that they've just realised that there is. However, it is quite a bad bug, I guess. Basically, ice still affects the aerodynamic properties of the plane, but it doesn't appear on the plane. You can't see it, so there's clearly a little bit of a weird bug going on there. So that will need, me to just turn on anti-ice as precautionary. They recommend until true air temperature 10 degrees. I'm pretty sure it's 5 degrees in real life though, not 10. And it said true air temperature. So if we're flying through any visual moisture on clouds, and obviously we haven't got the weather radar to view that, so I think we'll just be turning them on as a precautionary, given how cloudy it is today, and the fact that it is, of course, 0 degrees. That's what it is as well. Is obviously if you get ice when you're descending, it's fine because it'll melt off before you land. When it goes positive temperature outside, it'll melt, but unless it goes to 5-10 degrees outside, that ice won't melt that you've picked up during the arrival. So obviously you want to have them on to prevent the ice getting there in the first place, because it won't melt later on unless you have anti-ice turned on. So I think you turn it on below 10,000 feet if needed. So I think that's what we'll do, because it's okay. I think it is okay if it ices up during descent or climb, because as soon as the temperature outside goes positive again, the ice you've picked up during cruise will just melt, which is fine. You know, it's only on the outside of the aircraft, so it affects... The only problem with it is it affects the aerodynamic properties of the plane. So obviously, coming to land, the stall speed might be slightly different to what it would normally be. That's why you don't want ice when you're landing. So, I think at cruise it probably would also affect it. Maybe you'd use more fuel, so maybe it's a good idea to have it on during climb as well. I mean, generally, if it's cold, put it on. and there's clouds. Cold and clouds. Cold plus cloud equals ice. Nice and simple. Ish. Simple-ish. Simple enough. And you can already see, look, it is starting to get a little bit darker. As I said, the right now, Rovaniemi is only getting about 2.5 hours of sunlight a day. And we're going to be landing just as that last bit of sunlight is disappearing, which is sunset. And then dusk is, I think, when it's fully set. Okay, dusk actually isn't until 3 o'clock. So even though it sets at 1:40, full dusk isn't until 2 hours later. So it will take quite a while to set, actually. That's quite weird. So it'll be evening light. It won't be dark. It'll be evening light. And you can already see that evening light. It's starting to go slightly orange off in that distance over there, off to the right. That's why I like flying up here. When we flew into Rovaniemi last year, part of our Christmas special, it was also quite evening light-ish. I'm not sure if that's the word. I don't think it is. No, it isn't, is it? Oh well. It was becoming evening basically. The lighting was starting to go orange. Orange light would probably been a better one. What on earth? How can we be at 89,000 feet at our decel point? You gotta love this flight sim sometimes, haven't you? 80. Yeah, yes, plane. Oh, there you go. Never mind. It's got worse. Yes, at Vekit we'll be at 91,000 feet. That's great. That is. That's special. That's just. Oh, that's great. There are some things in this plane I do wonder about. Just sit there and laugh. Right, we're 2 hours into the flight, meaning there's not far to go. We've flown 909 miles today, guys. 909 miles. So we've flown quite a long way, actually, on today's flight. And we're descending about 50 miles from Mismo, I think. Let's add this up. So that'll be 50 add 23, add 19, add 10, add 11. No, add 10. That's 102 miles out. And we want to descend 102 miles out. Okay. I think we'll add a bonus 10 miles to that then. 112. So we want to descend 60 miles out from Mismo. So we'll be descending at about 35 miles. Which should be about 140 miles from Rovaniemi. That's perfect. That's perfect. And that will get us to about 3,000, 4,000 at what do you call it? Vekip. And also we've got to be above 10,000 at Nismo. We will have ATC guidance as well. When we get to Nismo, there will be ATC, so that'll kind of help as well. Looking quite nice outside. It is definitely starting to go quite dark though, that's certain. Very cloudy still as well. Not the nicest. The 11:20 weather down at Rovaniemi will be here in about 5-6 minutes, so we'll probably have that just as we start descending. I would like to know the weather just before we start descending. Would be pretty useful, wouldn't it? And then we should be touching down about 11:50ish, something like that, I think. We should be touching down. And then obviously coming in from Nemgu, Mipgo, Etnom, and then Vekip, right turn, another right turn then onto the ILS after that from Nipak, and then into the airport. ILS frequency is 111.7. We'll just check the plane knows that. Yep, we can't put in the course. I don't think that works. Didn't used to work. Nope, still doesn't work. So 111.7. That's fine. So it means the plane at least knows what frequency we're going to be on, which is probably quite helpful, isn't it? Probably quite useful. And it is starting to get quite busy down Rovaniemi now. The front 3 planes are, like, in this group of 5, are very close to Rovaniemi, and then there's a little gap back then to the 767 and me. Us two are actually quite close. At the moment, it's looking like we're going to be reaching Rovaniemi within a minute of each other. That'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. So, see what happens. They're not descending yet, I don't think. If their cruise altitude was 35,000, that is, which it was. So I think we're going to be descending at about 12 miles, I think. Yeah, about 12 miles. That looks about right from our distance to Rovaniemi. We'll just plug that into here then. 10,000 feet is our first descent target. And I'll bring up my pen and paper as well, because we're probably going to have some ATC down in Rovaniemi that we're going to want to jot down things like squawk codes from. Maybe, and then obviously once we land, probably things like taxi directions. Apparently they're covering the whole of Finland, so it might be a little bit busy, although saying that, Helsinki's not looking that busy right now. There's only about 5 planes down there, so I think we'll be okay. There's 2 planes currently on the ground in Rovaniemi itself. So Rovaniemi's been like a hotspot today. I don't know why. It must be the Christmas season. Whatever it is quite busy. We'll be descending at around about 2,200 feet per minute, I think. I'd like to descend at. Of course, there's no proper descent pattern at the moment, unfortunately. It's not quite working. Any of the systems. Right, there is 60 miles to Mismo. However, I can't figure out how to get the vertical speed working. In fact, it doesn't seem to want to go into vertical speed mode. How are we going to manage descent? There we go, that worked. And then go vertical speed. That's better. A little bit tricky to figure out the vertical speed on this aircraft. Right, down we go. We should start getting a little line that pops up telling us where we should be descending. No. It generally pops up as soon as you start descending. It does start to trigger into life, the top of descent indicator that you have. For now, we'll do 2,000 feet per minute. We're looking for around about 23,000 at Mismo, I think. We're looking for about 23,000 at Mismo, roughly. Right, let's get the anti-ice on as a precaution. The propellers are automatic on this plane, so we shouldn't need them. Because also we are heading through some clouds, so just as a precaution, I think it's quite good to have the anti-ice on as we head through the clouds. Now I'll have a look at the weather down in Rovaniemi. I need to refresh it first, actually. Haven't had it through yet, okay. And there you go, this thing is now picking up the altitude restriction at Nemgu, which is good. So hopefully now then, if I put it in descent mode, will it descend in accordance with that? No, it won't. It doesn't do that, this plane. This plane doesn't descend in accordance with the... What it does, it basically descends as much as it can, and then just sits at 10,000. That's what it does. unfortunately. It's not quite the most realistic. Clouds are looking okay for now, although I think I'll keep the anti-ice on, because of course it's 0 degrees down there. So, if there is any ice, it's not going to melt, unless we have anti-ice, so it's probably best to keep it on, since we won't be able to see the ice if it does pop up. Haven't received the 11:20 weather through for Rovaniemi. I would like to have that. I think we should reach about 23,000 at Mismo, pretty much exact. Mad we've reached this descent point already though. This flight's flown by. Only 112 miles to go. That's looking good. That's a nice stat right there. And in terms of speed restrictions, it's 240 knots at Vekip. Will just be 240 knots, obviously under 10,000 anyway, so that's fine. I've never seen that proper descent mark, the cell marker on the aircraft properly like that before, although it's saying we need to be at 89,000 feet at air. I'm hoping that's quite correct. Yeah, it's a pretty weird little bug, that, thinking that we can be at 95,000 feet. A little bit odd. Definitely. It is now quite busy down in Rovaniemi. They're splitting planes left and right by the looks of it. Some planes are going left, some planes are going right, because there are two separate transitions. There's the Tutut transition and the Vekip transition. Actually, no, it's the Nipak transition, excuse me. No, it is to Tutut, and then it goes to Nipak. Although I think it might be the Nipak transition, who knows. Whatever it is, they basically... One goes the left side of Rovaniemi, the other goes the right side of Rovaniemi. The controller might be splitting them, obviously, to try and get better traffic flow. And you can see here, we're flying through these clouds. This is why I decided to turn on the anti-ice. Just in case. And you can see it is actually getting a little bit dark, so I think we'll have our wing lights on for this bit of the flight. It's minus 28 outside, true air temperature, which is a thing that you measure heights with and things. I mean, it's total air temperature, whatever it is, it might be true air temperature, it might be total air temperature, but whatever it is the temperature we measure, you know, ice melting and freezing at, water. It's basically, it's just a good little scale. Right, let's have a little look at our landing speed then, down in Rovaniemi. This is saying, in fact, there we go, we've just been given a contact from Finnish Control, 121.3. Yep. And approach speed 150? No, I think we're going to set 142. Yeah, 150 is not quite accurate.
Finnair 5 Kilo Romeo request push and start.
Oh, it's out of gap then.
Finnair 5 Kilo Romeo, push and start approved, QNH 1016.
Push and start approved, QNH 1016, Finnair 5 Kilo Romeo.
UPS 20 Vizulu Golf, cross runway 22 left, taxi to Holland Point, Whiskey Golf.
We're just waiting for a gap here. Need to wait for that UPS to reply before we can say anything.
UPS 20, cross runway Zulu cross runway 22 left, Zulu Golf, taxi to Holland Point, Whiskey Golf, 22 right.
2 Whiskey Golf for UPS 20, cross runway 22 left.
Helsinki Control, Skyways 2930, descending through flight level 250.
Hello, Skyways 2930, Helsinki Control, set squawk 1377.
Squawk 1377, Skyways 2930. Alright, 1377. There we go, set in there.
Jet 8041,
I'm pretty much perfect
are
on
we
the
getting
descent
vectors
there.
after Tutut?
At Mismo.
8041, yes, flight present heading for now.
Roger, present heading for
Perfect,
now,
look,
Jet
that.
8041.
230 at Mismo.
8041, descent to 2,500 feet.
That was for a different plane, don't worry. I'm checking the weather then.
UPS 20 is clear for runway 22 left.
Still no 11:20 weather.
UPS 20, Roger.
I'm hoping it come through now. No, maybe it just didn't. Normally it's been going through within 10 minutes, but this one's been quite slow. There's 3 planes on the ground now departing
Flight
Rovaniemi.
9050 descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1021.
Descending 5,000 feet, QNH 1021, Lufthansa, Vatsim 9502.
Giant 8041, turn left heading 310.
You can see here all
descend
these.
2,500.
Here's all these clouds, look.
310 and 2,500 feet, Giant 8041.
Silk line 75 Victor Delta, descend to 2,000 feet and flight present heading.
I just noticed the plane's actually gone out of
feet and present heading
vertical speed mode. It's gone to descent mode, but it's still staying at the same sort of 2. Like
Helsinki, good afternoon again.
Minute,
Get 4333, Boeing 77800 in cruise and more request and clearance to London Gatwick.
We'll see how that goes.
Skyways 2930, radar contact, cleared Nemgu 2 Charlie, arrival runway 21.
Cleared Nemgu 2 Charlie, arrival runway 21, Skyways 2930.
21.
France 122, thank you, wind 130 degrees 5 knots, runway 21, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 21, Air France 122.
Giant 8041, turn left heading 240 and reduce to 180 knots. Clear Dallas approach, runway 21.
240, speed 180 and clear Dallas approach, runway 21, Giant 8041.
Silk line 75 Victor Delta, reduce speed to
Doing
200
pretty well here.
knots.
It has actually started to
Speed 200.
slow off the descent speed a little bit. It's quite cool that it's managing it all itself. Okay, the new weather's come through. It's now overcast at 900, broken at 200, so it's a little bit better. QNH 1016, and the winds are 130 at 5. They're back to that now. So it's a little bit better. Slightly less of a crosswind. It doesn't really matter.
Skyways 2930, descend to flight level 100 and switch my other frequency on 126.3.
Send flight level 100 and 126.3, Skyways 2930. Yeah, okay,
Helsinki, good afternoon again. Tom Jet 403, Boeing 77800.
Okay, apparently has 2 frequencies.
To London Gatwick.
Hello in the chat. Hope you're enjoying the
Tom
stream.
Jet 4333, Helsinki Control, you are cleared to London Gatwick, runway 12, direct Bevna, then Tango 89.
Okay, so switch on to the frequency.
340, squawk 4567.
So we're on his other frequency now. We'll get the seatbelt signs on.
Sorry,
actually.
say again please, Tom Jet 433.
Tom Jet 4333, cleared to London Gatwick, runway 12, direct Bevna, then Tango 89, cleared flight level 340.
Whoa, it's gone a bit dark in here, isn't it, with this cloud?
Clear to London Gatwick, direct Bevnet thereafter, direct to Tango 89. Runway 12, climb 340 and squawk 4567.
I think the plane's descending a bit too quickly now.
4333.
Tom Jet 4333,
Oh, that seems
read back
okay.
right, break, Silk line 75 Victor Delta, flight present heading.
Continue present heading, Silk West, 75 Victor Delta.
Giant 8041, fully established localizer runway 21.
It's very busy here.
Jet 8041, thank you, continue approach number 2.
Continuing number 2, Giant 8041.
Finnair Falkila Romeo taxi.
Alright, it's very busy all of a sudden, this frequency
Romeo
actually.
taxi via Tango holding point runway
Whoa,
21.
quite. This is an interesting cloud. Look at this.
Air France 122, runway 21, vacated.
Air France 122.
Look at that! That's my new.
taxi.
That's.
Turn right on Tango, stand number 9.
Right on Tango and stand 9.
How can I get in back in the cockpit?
France 122.
There you go.
Particular 90502, descent to 2,000 feet.
Yes, this is the
Descending
A20NX
2,000
mod.
feet, Vatsim 9.
Does say up in the title as well. This is the dev version. Does say in the overlay.
World Express 39 Charlie, descent
Wow.
to 5,000 feet, QNH 1016.
This is mad.
Listen, 5000 QNH 1016, World Express 39er Charlie.
Austrian 9051, welcome to Helsinki, taxi to stand 13, wide out Foxtrot.
It's very busy this frequency.
Giant 8041, can we reduce our speed?
Jet 8041, yes, free speed, wind 130 degrees 5 knots, runway 21, clear to land.
Well, it's slow our speed actually.
Free speed clear land runway 21, Giant
It's about
8041.
240 knots.
GPS 20,
Silk line 75 Victor Delta, turn left heading 240, clear Dallas approach runway 21, free speed.
There you go, we're slowing down now.
Left to 40 and clear ILS 21 free speed. Silkway 75 Victor Delta.
I'm going to start slowing down now.
Skywest 2930, descent to 5,000 feet, QNH 1016, reduce speed to 220 knots.
Descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1016, reduce 220 knots. Skyway is 2930.
Leipzig 905.
Yeah, I don't know, I was going to go with the stable version, but the development version, like they haven't updated the stable version in so long, or at least they haven't said it on their Discord server, so I thought may as well go with the developed one's actually been pretty good. Sometimes there are weird things like COM1 and COM2 seem to be merged on this particular build, like they update it every day, so some builds have slight weirdnesses about them, like features that were in the default aircraft and things. So they're not it's not always the best, but it's pretty good for some of the new features. Alright, let's get the line lights on. Oh, you can see them illuminating it. What is that? Oh dear, that guy has some bad...
Shamrock 5 Kilo heading control, hello, I read you 1.
Yeah, that was bad, that was bad. Right, we're gonna get the some lights on in here.
Okay, Leipzig there, 95202, you are quite high.
This looks really cool.
Turn left, heading 330.
This looks well cool.
Heading 330, expect vectors for the new approach.
Alright.
Leipzig 9502, I think we can manage it. Give us a try, otherwise we will make a go around, okay?
Roger.
Right, we're now descending to 5,000.
Hold on short, Whiskey Golf for 2 right.
UPS 20, wind 16, degrees 10 knots, runway 22 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, UPS 20.
Silk line, disregard.
This thing is not following
39 Charlie,
speed properly.
flight present heading, and descent to 2,500 feet.
I don't know why this thinks our next waypoint is their kit, but it's actually economics being a bit strange.
Toward Express 39er Charlie.
Actually, we'll set flaps 1 to help us slow down, because we're having to use speed brakes at the moment to slow down properly, but 220 knots is enough for
wind
flaps 1.
130 degrees at 5 knots. Runway 21,
outside it's -1 total air temperature or true air temperature.
Giant 8041, welcome to Rovaniemi, taxi left on Sierra and stand number 6.
Left on Sierra and stand number 6, Giant 8041, thank you.
Finnair 5 Kilo Romeo, ready to go.
Okay, we're staying pretty well now, towards 5,000 feet.
Can you do an immediate departure?
Ei kann.
Silk line 75 Victor Delta, cancel takeoff cancel the landing clearance and continue approach.
Capit continue, 75 Victor Delta.
Finnair 5 Kilo Romeo, wind 130 degrees.
Okay, we're descending pretty well here.
1 cleared for immediate departure.
Only 2,200
Immediate
feet
departure to
left
1.
to where we've been cleared, then we're going to set QNH 1016.
Santa tunnelmissa.
Also, the plane...
414.
The plane's probably going to try and turn left up here, because it's putting an arc where there shouldn't be an arc. So, if it does that, I will just...
Finnair 414, climb flight level 320.
Let's try and get her on heading. I don't know what it will do. It might start turning left, it might not. If it doesn't, we might be okay. This is really thick cloud, actually. This is mad.
Helsinki Control, Sweet Force 843, back in the cockpit.
Welcome back. Skywise 2930, reduce speed to 200 knots.
Reduce 200 knots, Skyways 2930. And the plane is definitely turning, so we're gonna...
Leipzig 9502 established.
Leipzig
whack over to heading
thank you,
mode.
wind 16 degrees 10 knots, runway 15, clear to land.
15 clear
and
to
we'll
land,
go
Leipzig
QNH 1016
9502.
now.
Silk line 75 Victor Delta, wind 130 degrees 5 knots, runway 21, clear to land.
And we've been cleared down to 2,200 knots now, so we're slowing nicely.
UPS 20, radar contact passing 4,000 feet, climb to flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, UPS 20.
Look at this, I've never seen weather like it.
World Express 39er Charlie after
Look at that.
Turn left heading 30.
I've never seen weather like that in this game.
Please again heading, World Express 39er Charlie.
World Express 39er Charlie after Tutut heading 300.
After 22 left heading 300 towards Express 39er Charlie.
Skywest 2930, descend to 3,500 feet and reduce speed to 180 knots.
Descend 3,500 feet, reduce 180 knots, Skyways 2930.
Royal Express 39 Charlie speed 180 knots or greater until 6 DME.
So annoying, like, because you
180
scroll for
knots or
camera,
greater
it's like,
until
you end up
6
with the same controls for
DME
camera as
Express
you do
39er
for
Charlie.
some of the things, like scrolling dials and things. It's really annoying.
Finnair
I
5
hate the
kilometer
camera in this skinny game, to be honest. Right, we've slowed down nicely, so we can go flaps 2, and we'll
radar contact.
arm spoilers.
155 kilometer.
And we'll go, well, since it's so...
Express 39 Charlie,
it's only,
continue
yeah,
left turn
we'll set
heading
medium
240,
brakes for
clear
now.
direct approach runway 21, report established.
Left 240 cleared LS21, report established short Express 39er Charlie.
Honestly, I'm hoping we're going to be able to see Rovaniemi at some point soon. Right now, it's still just very thick cloud.
Tomjet
Kinda quite
433,
mad.
request taxi.
Tomjet 433, taxi via Alpha 2 and line up await runway 12.
Well, Alpha line up,
And we're at 3,700. It's looking like it's probably going to clear
out.
out 1,000 feet, so it should still be okay. But this is, yeah, very thick cloud at the moment. Obviously, it's becoming evening quite quickly because sunset begins in Rovaniemi at about 1:43, which is, well, it's 1:43 now over there. It's 1:45 actually over there right now. So we're approaching Vekip. We will turn right after that, hopefully.
Leipzig 9502 vacated. Request taxi to the gate.
Leipzig 9502, welcome to Helsinki. Taxi to stand 32. Actually, 32 doesn't even exist anymore. I have an old file here. Stand 30 via Yankee, Zulu, and Victor Golf.
Right.
Taxi gate 30 via Yankee, Zulu, and Victor Golf.
Not time to turn right just yet, but we'll soon.
9502.
We're going to turn right now.
Port Express 39er Charlie, establish LS21.
Port Express 39 Charlie, thank you. Wind 130 degrees, 5 knots.
Doesn't say anything about passing.
21 clear to land.
Vekip
Port
without-
Express 39er Charlie.
Skywest 2930, turn right heading 180.
Right heading 180, Skyways 2930.
And Skywest 2930, descend to 2,500 feet.
Send 2,500, Skyways 2930.
Silk Line 75 Victor Delta, welcome to Rovaniemi, taxi straight ahead.
So we've been given 180 on the heading, and we can descend a little bit further as well.
Number 5.
Oh dear, this thing is descending far too quickly. That ain't good. Yeah, this thing does that sometimes. Why are we descending so quickly? This thing's gone nuts. This thing's just suddenly decided it wants to like descend quite quickly. I think that's better. Hello in the chat.
Calling, that was pretty
Hope you're enjoying
unreadable.
the stream.
Radio 1.
Yeah, that was bad there. Right, we're going to be ready to insert the ILS now, so we're going to get the landing system turned on.
Skywest 2930, you should be heading 180. Correction 120.
Heading 120, Skyways 2930. Oh, yeah, that was my mistake. I thought he said, I'm positive he said 180.
2930, reduce speed to 160 knots.
160 knots, Skyways 2930. He definitely said 180. He even said 180 to me and then corrected himself.
Helsinki control,
180 would have been okay,
843, I will connect me from the network, disconnect me from the network because I will fly the rest to Bremen unattended. Thank you for the service and hey there.
Skywest 2930, turn right heading 170, cleared ILS Zulu, approach runway 21, report established.
Right heading 170, cleared ILS Zulu, runway 21, report established, Skyways 2930. Okay, we're good on the approach. We can just whack approach now. And
Tomjet 4333, wind 180 degrees at 7 knots, runway 12, cleared for takeoff.
Do that earlier as well.
And with a
we're on the localizer now.
A right turn direct to
Seems. So we're going to start.
We're
going to go flaps full now and gear down.
Tomjet 433.
Because why not? I guess. We'll keep 160 knots for now.
Silk Line 75 Victor Delta.
We're going to wait until we're heading in a straight line, then we'll report established.
Silk Line 75 Victor Delta, yeah, you can just pick any stand you want.
And ground altitude is 2,500 feet, so that's already set, that's great. And we're pretty much established. We're just going to wait until we're fully lined up, I think. And then we can report established. Nice, we've had some ATC today as well. Very happy about that. Wasn't sure if we were going to get any today, but we ended up getting some in the end. Skyways 29030, established ILS 21.
Skyways 29030, thank you. Reduced to minimum approach speed. Continue approach number 2.
Minimum approach speed, continue approach number 2, Skyways 29030. So he's tried to separate us as much as he can, although we're still having to slow down, and apparently we're number 2 and we're only 5 miles out, so that's a little bit iffy. At the moment as well, I can't actually disconnect the autopilot because we can't see the airport. We should be able to see it about 1,000 feet above the airport, so we should start to break through cloud quite soon.
UPS 20, clear direct Nepix.
Clear direct
We are just
Nepix,
hoping-
UPS 0.
They're currently at, they've literally just touched down. I'm watching them on Vatsim. I think they've just touched down like about 10 seconds ago.
Finnair 5 Kilo Romeo, clear direct Lucep.
So we should be okay.
Direct Lucep 5 Kilo Romeo.
Obviously we've slowed down as much as we can. Still can't see the airport though, that's a bit of a worry. Obviously, we're not just going to go around because of minimums, because no one else is having that same problem. So it should be okay. And obviously, if we can't see that, it could just also be, remember, the slightly odd weather engine of this new flight sim is a little bit dodgy, isn't it? So obviously, that might be a reason why. But we should be okay to land anyway, I think.
Port Express 39er Charlie, runway vacated, requesting stands 2.
Let's disconnect the autopilot here.
29030, wind 130 degrees, 5 knots, runway 21, clear to land.
Runway 21 cleared to land, Skyways 29030.
Port Express 39 Charlie, say again your request.
Request stands 2.
Alright,
Port
we're
Express 39 Charlie, that's approved, stand 2 by Sierra.
descending right now on the glide slope.
Approved,
We're still
thank
700
you.
feet above the
39er
airport.
Charlie.
Finnair 414, leaving my airspace, Monochinecom 122.8.
Can't really see anything right now. Oh, there we go. I see it. I see the airport. We're alright.
Tomjet 433, radar
Don't
contact
worry.
passing 5,000
That
feet.
is low visibility. That is very low visibility right there.
And Tomjet 433, cleared direct Sutev.
But we're okay.
Direct Sudev,
Yeah, I did not expect an
422.
airport there. Just appearing out of nowhere. However, we're alright. We're a little bit high. We'll idle the power now so we can properly land.
Shamrock 5 Kilo, it's still about 1.
There we go.
Really,
We're a little
it's
bit
really
high there
static
because I
and,
honestly
quiet
couldn't see
here, so-
anything. A little bit off the runway, off the other runway there, although we've corrected it pretty quickly, which is what you want. That's what's important. And slowing nicely, 80 knots, reverses in. And we should be able to vacate on hotel, I think. Oh no, we just missed hotel, we'll have to go to Bravo. Literally just missed it, oh well. Stop the clock there, 2.5 hours, decent. Taxi lights on, APU on, line lights off, and I almost missed Bravo. We're not missing Bravo. Skyways 29030, vacated on Bravo.
Skyways 29030, welcome to Rovaniemi. Taxi to stand 5, by Sierra.
Stand 5 via Sierra, Skyways 29030. Oh, this will be interesting. I can't actually see where stand 5 is. Sierra is there like a specific one-way system around this airport? I don't think there is. So we come out and then we want to basically go, okay, it's along here, and then it's not the first stand, it's the second stand. So the gap between those two, well, they're not actually A380s, don't worry. So just after that little bit joins on, that's stand 6. So it's the stand after that. No snow on the ground, no. I don't know why. It's not really snowing right now. I think we will add in some snow. I think we're going to do that because of a fly cave screenshot competition. But yeah, not at the moment.
Shamrock 5 Kilo, radio check.
Shamrock
There you
5 Kilo, much better video, loud and clear, 5.
This is our airport. I know these two airplanes are actually from 20s, so they're just showing up like this.
Stand 8, hopefully my mic won't mess up this time. Request for clearance please to Shannon.
Right, let's turn off these, and we've got the
Shamrock
APU
5
on.
Kilo, cleared to Shannon, runway 21, Nemgu 3 Alpha.
Okay, we're still not going to hit these aircraft, even though they are
flight level
a little
340,
too big for what they're, so both of them are
276.
A320s, so this isn't really an issue what we've got here. It's just a bit of a game thing. And we'll stop
Clear
there.
to Shannon on the
And there we go.
to Alpha
Pretty
departure.
nice. I mean, look at this. It's night time. It's mad.
Squawking 7278. And what was the direct after departure?
Okay, Shamrock 5 Kilo, that was incorrect, the whole thing. Just confirm, I'm gonna say it again. Cleared to Shannon, runway 21, Nemgu 3 Alpha departure.
There we go.
And then direct
there's
to
no...
Flight level 340.
There's currently no ground services. Are we at a stand? Are we parked at a reasonable stand? No, we're not. Doesn't look like we are.
Right, okay.
So...
try it one more time. Runway 2 departure, Negmu 3 Alpha, then
bring
it's
up the
direct to
pushback helper.
Flight level 340 and squawking
can only do jetway though, so it probably
0726,
won't do
Shamrock 5 Kilo.
Shamrock 5 Kilo, almost, squawk 0276.
Okay, so yeah, unfortunately there'll be no external power, so we'll just leave it on and we'll leave it on.
No, UPS 0, just wondering if we could possibly get flight level 330 instead of 340. That would be our optimum.
UPS 20, okay, that's approved. Climb to flight level 330.
Climb flight level 330, UPS 20, thank you very much.
Let's get rid of our lights, wherever they are. And then we'll disconnect from Vatsim and we'll get a nice snowy screenshot. Definitely. There we go, let's get those lights off. Although we want the APU on, that's a bit stupid. And they hopefully can fully power off.
276 for Shamrock 5 Kilo.
Shamrock 5 Kilo, read back correct.
That was a bit of a mistake from me. It's so annoying that literally none of these stands ever have this. Right, let's go like external power. It's really annoying. Right, get all those lights off, apart from the nav and logo lights, and these stay auto. And there we go. Stop recording on Fly UK. You can see there 1,092 miles flown in the end. Block time 2 hours and 40 minutes. There we go. Let's go ahead and unload that from the flight plan from Navigraph. And then before we go, I think it's good that we can get a nice snowy screenshot, right? Let's get a nice snowy screenshot of this flight to send to Fly UK. So we'll go ahead and disconnect ourselves from Vatsim, and then we'll get it into drone cam. Let's go into snow. Live timing still. We'll keep live timing. And let's get ourselves into drone cam. And camera drone mode. But sadly, we can't move the camera drone because this is a weird bug. I mean, seriously. So the arrow keys have stopped working entirely. Oh, there we go. Never mind. We can do it with this. How do I go higher? How do you higher with this drone? How do you actually gain altitude? I'm being stupid, aren't I? Oh, I keep pressing 5. Sorry. So 1 and 3 don't do anything. Q? No. That's zoom. It's not page up and page down. You know what? We don't need to gain altitude. We can just take a nice photo. I would like to gain altitude, though. I really would. How do I... Damn it, what if... This works on some games if you point the camera up and then start moving. No, this is really annoying. Why can't I figure out how to move the camera up? I'm positive they've changed the controls for this. Or I'm being dumb. Controls. Wait, camera. Drone. They've definitely changed these controls. Apologies for that, guys. Just accidentally unplugged my headphones there. Yeah, I don't know. There's no like way of moving it now. It's really strange. I'm positive they've changed the controls of this game. They've definitely changed how the camera works, and I hate it. It's even worse than it was before. I've definitely changed it. Why can't I used to be able to know how to go up. I just want to go up. I mean, I guess I can get a photo like this, right? This is quite a nice photo still. Try every key on the keyboard. Oh, there you go. R and F. There we go. Found it. Okay, let's get the screenshot I wanted. There we are. And then we need two to submit, so. There we go. Anyway, that is that for the screenshots. Maybe a bit boring, but there we are. There we are. Let's finish off with that little view there then. I might use that photo actually. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. I hope everyone really enjoyed today's stream. Pretty long as well, about the same length as last year's actually. Pretty amazing. I can't find my mouse. Oh, it's because I'm not in drone cam. I'm in drone cam is what I meant. So I don't have a mouse. There we go. So I can't stop the recording. Anyway, there we are. Let's whack it back to live weather then. To see what it actually looks like. There we go. There we are. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really, really enjoyed this one today. I will see you in the next stream. I'll leave you with background music and the end screen. Bye-bye!